What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Past the Barb. I'm Ryan Pinkalla, and today is December 30th. If you're listening to this, it is 2025.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to everybody. This is like we are New Year's Eve as we're recording this. I think everyone's kind of pumped to get into the new year and everything and start off another year of being the number one outdoor podcast in the world.
We had it. We had it all of 24. I think, well, I guess maybe midway through 2024, we became the number one outdoors podcast in the world. Thanks to each and every one of you. And we're hoping to kind of hold the title through 25. So let's get it.
Yeah,
out.
just no maybe we'll get some competition in 2025. Maybe that'll be a resolution. Create competition.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to start a second podcast to be, number two.
Yeah, since no one can keep pace, and all our time since we upload so frequently, we'll start a second one.
It's crazy. It really is. But we're pumped that you're back. We're pumped that this is New Year's, and we're pumped to get into this tonight. But joining me tonight, as you've already heard, Mr. Sam Sobi.
Boom.
What up, brother?
Boom.
What up?
It's good to be back. It's good to be back on Past the Barb. Like those, especially the boys up above me, Bart and Ryan. We all hit the ground running like in the beginning of ice season, and we just boom, 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 go, fishing, filming, doing the St. Paul show. Everything's crazy. And like Past the Barb is such a special spot in our heart. And that almost gets thrown to the side, and we'll be texting like, I know everything's crazy right now, and with the holidays, we got to get on, do a pod. Then we can finally come here and do it. We're like, I don't know. It just feels good to be back and being at the St. Paul show. We talked to so many folks that were like, hey, Past the Barb. And we're like, yeah. So we love it. We love Past the damn Barb. So it's good to be back.
Yeah. Yeah. It's out there. And like you just said, we took the holidays off. We didn't end up recording, but we're right back into it. We're going to be hitting it hard, starting 2025 off right here, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
And joined above us is our good buddy, Bart.
Yeah, I was not around much at to end 2024, so I'm glad I can at least be here to start 2025. Yeah, like you said, Sobi, it feels like just the last 2 months, it's just so much go. And being we never really looked forward that far in the calendar, I very poorly recognized the scheduling conflicts we would have in December.
So many.
There were so many.
Yeah.
We perfectly hit with like every major holiday, and just, it was tough. But here we are, reset, ready to go into the new year. I think it's going to be an awesome time. And excited to be back and chat with everybody, because it feels like we haven't really all connected in December. Because Ryan, you did the last pod with just like Brick and Maggie Joe, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's been crazy the past month or so, but things are good. And I mean, I just fished with Bart the other day, but seriously, it's like just being in the same spot has been not that easy lately. So this is going to be fun. And starting off the year, I think there's a lot of big things coming for Past the Barb in 2025, but we got to get things rolling one way or the other here. So I know we all talked about this so much, and we're pumped to be able to show everybody what we're doing with this thing.
I think 25, especially for this podcast, is we're going to really we're going to ramp things up, different segments, different sections. We've had amazing guests on, but we've got plans to have even bigger guests on this year, and just, it's going to be a big year for Past the Barb.
Heck yeah.
Stick with us.
Yeah.
So make sure you like and subscribe to any videos or wherever you're listening to this, any platform you're on. Rate us on there, do all that good stuff, and let's make this thing even bigger than it already is. Let's do it, boys.
Heck yeah.
All right,
let's get into it.
So I guess, what did you guys do? I mean, we're fresh off holiday week, like the week.
Yeah.
What did you guys up to? Because I know, Sobi, we were just chatting before this, and you're sounding a little sniffly down there, bud.
Dude, I'm actually, I have sedated my body with Tylenol Extra Strength, some Halls soothing throat deals, a lot of Gatorade, some Agua, and then I also, this is probably not great for me, but a little Celsius, because I'm giving it all the gas because I want to be here for the pod, but I'm sick as a freaking dog, dude.
Like
absolutely.
50. Celsius, NyQuil, back to back.
I've sweated through 2 sets of clothes today, and then I'm sniffly up here. Things are coming out of me in the bottom section. I'm sick as a freaking dog, dude. And I don't know if stuff's been going around, but yeah, we fished kind of hard this past weekend, and then we just got so sick on Saturday night. I woke up on Sunday and I didn't like get off the couch, but I watched the Vikings freaking beat the Packers, which was dope. But yeah, I'm a little sniffly. That's some current events that's happened with me. Are you guys feeling good?
Yeah, I think I got a little sick. I want to say it was after. It might have been the St. Paul show. It actually might have been back to when we went to Dakota Angler, but that's the only like sickness I had to deal with. But it's I swear it's always right after like a show or something like that.
Yeah.
Or it always happens that it's right. I'm normally sick when we get to our first destination trip,
For sure.
and it might have been that. Normally I'm sick like the moment we get to our first destination. I'm like, I don't know what happened.
Bart has calendar illness.
Calendar illness. He's like, we're going to Hayward. Damn it, I'm probably gonna be sick there.
Yeah, and I think my favorite part of it is it's like over the years it's been a little Russian roulette of which guy in the Chronicles gets it after me. Because like at the beginning, like Griff's like, I never get sick. And Waldo's like, I never get sick. Oh boy, we have had some great games of who's getting sick. Because by like day 3 or 4 of the trip, you're like, well, this person's out.
And that's how it happens, especially if you go on a fishing trip with boys or whatever, and you're in small little Airbnbs or motels or whatever. Like, dude, that's when it gets passed. And it comes
it's running
show
rampant.
season. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I didn't get it that bad. I just had like a chest cold or something, just a cough and stuff, and it kind of sucked for a little bit. But
yeah, I only had one. I had like right before Christmas because I was doing a big I was gonna travel because like my whole family pretty much lives in Wisconsin, and the like 2 days leading up to it, I was going downhill, dude. I was like, this is not good. This is bad. And I was feeling like absolute garbage, and I was supposed to drive to Milwaukee, which is about like 5 hours from here.
Yeah.
And I was debating even going. I'm like, I don't know. Now I wanted to go to, like, we had a family Christmas party that night, and I was like, F it. So I chugged a bang and got in the truck and made it happen.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah. I was in survival mode pretty much the whole time, but I got there.
Also,
it did last like 3 days, and then I was good.
Also about where I think I got my illness, and this goes back to like you saying, like on a fishing trip, how you usually give it to one of the boys. I got my illness from the folks I call Patient Zero. This is our good buddy JB and Brooks. Earlier this year, there was an ice fishing tournament called the Pinehurst Kings of Panfish.
Oh, they got it up there. Okay.
Those boys went up there. JB and Hayes stayed in, our good buddy JB and Hayes stayed in an Airbnb with our good buddy Augie and Brooks. And those guys went, especially if they're going on a recreational fishing trip or ice tournament, they're going to get after it to the nines. They're going to drink 1 million beers and then fish their tails off. But I got Snapchats of those boys got after it so hard. JB and Brooks, they had their shirts off and they're all fired up like young gorillas that they are. The night before the tournament, they woke up the next day, and I don't know if JB was sick first or Brooks was or whatever, but Brooks woke up in the morning and was like, oh JB, well, I think you pissed the bed, because they ended up sleeping next to each other with their shirts off. And JB's like, no, I didn't pee the bed, Brooks. Oh, JB pissed the bed. And they're like, and JB's like, no, Brooks, you sweated through the freaking sheets. This is your sweat. And then after that tournament, they go and meet up with me, and we're staying in this little motel that's no bigger than this room. And I'm like, JB, you look horrible, dude. Are you pretty hungover? And JB's like, no, I'm not hungover. I'm just super sick. And I'm like, perfect. Dude, I'll get a different motel room. Like, oh, it all came from Brooks, and we slept together, and he was all sweaty, and now I feel like shit. And I'm like, dude, get out of my freaking room. So call JB Patient Zero from now on.
Oh my God. Of course.
That's where it came from.
Yeah.
Unreal. And now you got it, dude.
But now I got it. So if anybody would like to get it, come hang out with me. Or actually, no, I hope you get sick and then drive to JB's house and get him sick right back from me.
We'll post his address in the description here. If you want to cough in an envelope and send it to someone.
If your loved one is feeling ill, you should go lick his door handle for me and just make my day. So how was your guys' Christmas otherwise? Did you do family events or?
I did. Like I said, I did the Wisconsin loop. So I pretty much did like a straight rip to Milwaukee, partied it up that night pretty good, and then I was up by Stevens Point, up by Wapaka for a couple days.
The motherland.
Doing some other side of the family stuff, just hanging out, partying, Christmas stuff, and then would have been Thursday. So the 26th, we did like a big pheasant shoot thing that was super fun.
That's
We
awesome.
took like a whole group of like my family got together, whatever, and went to like a game farm and put out a shitload of birds, and we went and ran some dogs around and just blasted pheasants all day, pretty much. So that was fun.
Do you have
But
any
yeah,
wicked good pheasant recipes?
I have some, but I'm hoping to make a bunch of new ones because I have a straight up shit ton of pheasant meat.
Damn,
We had
that's
those
awesome.
pheasant. Well, I didn't get to have them, but you made them during that episode of Chronicles last year. Pheasant enchiladas, wasn't it?
Yeah, the enchiladas, those were good. I've done like a lot of like Asian stuff with them, like sweet and sour pheasant, stuff like that.
What about smoked pheasant meat? I got smoked pheasant meat from a buddy one time, and it's wicked
What'd
good.
you think? Yeah,
It was
I
really
do it
good.
a lot with turkey, so I'm sure like the recipes would be pretty similar. It's just obviously like would take less time. But yeah, I'm gonna mess around a bunch because we shot the day that we went, we shot 41 pheasants.
Wow.
So we split them up between a couple guys, but like I have a ton of meat. So yeah, I'm gonna be messing with that a whole bunch, but it was super fun. Like I don't do that much. Like I do a lot more like waterfowl stuff. Like I don't do as much upland hunting. So granted, it was a game farm, so it was like a slam dunk, right? Like we just went there and like blasted them. So it's not really the same thing, but it was fun as shit.
Yeah, that would
You
be
know?
so fun and a cool deal to do with your family where you're like, oh, let's go to this game farm, let's throw a bunch of birds out, and like we're gonna get them. Like,
Yeah. Well, we've done that the past few years for like Christmas because I got like one of my uncles lives in Florida, so he like came up and stuff, and he just wanted to like hunt, do something. Let's go do something. So it's like you get out there and it's like the weather was nice. You're just stomping around out there and letting the dogs work is pretty cool. So, and of course, like nothing I think we had seven or eight people when we went. So it was like nothing gets away, man. Like if one flushes, it's like
whose dogs do you use? Does the game farm provide them?
No, we brought our own dogs. So we brought two dogs with both like labs that are. I mean, they're both like not like super.
Did you have River do that?
Yeah. Yep. River.
Really? Is he good at it?
He is. Yeah, he's pretty good at it. Yeah, he's got a good nose. So he was flushing a lot of birds and stuff. Like once you get a couple of them, he gets really fired up about it and gets out.
Okay, gotcha.
That's cool.
Yeah. So he was out there getting it going. But it's funny because like some of these birds, they were like holding really tight. So the dogs would like be pointing them or whatever, and they'd go root in there. And like they caught a couple of them before they even flushed. So then you're like trying to get a live bird away from them or whatever, So that was like a whole deal. But it was fun. It was super fun. Yeah. So that was pretty much that. And then I came home. We did some like family stuff in Minnesota this past weekend. So like Saturday and Sunday. And I did a little bit of fishing. So that was fun. But yeah, it was kind of like a lot of traveling in a very short period of time, and then just a little bit of like chilling and some fishing. So that was pretty much what I was up to, but it was good, dude. I lot of fun stuff. I love Christmas and traveling around. It's always crazy, but I love it.
Heck yeah. How about you, Bart? How was your Christmas?
Yeah, I mean, so for me, I guess my Christmas this year was weird. So for anybody who didn't know, I'm not going to dive too far into it, but I had just one of my family members had a little bit of health issues. So I was kind of in and out of the Mayo Clinic and just driving around a bunch. So my Christmas was very different. Everything is good now. It is, back heading the right direction.
Nice.
So that's good. But my Christmas, was not what I was expecting. I would say like the nice break or whatever that you normally get over the holidays after killing it early ice. But it was still good to see family, just in a different way. And now back to kind of the normal thing. But other than that, I have been doing a ton of fishing. I have been out a lot in the last month already. But now it's about to be a lot of editing. So that's the fun time of year for that. But Yeah, we didn't get to talk about it, but like now the video's out. Yeah, right after the St. Paul Ice Show, Griff and I got into like a wicked bite.
Awesome.
I mean, Griff caught them all, but it was fun to be there for it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you're still teeing them up. You know what I mean? It's like,
Mhm.
like you can't do that alone. You were
It's
teeing 'em
not.
up.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta.
No, it's 100% a team effort. Yeah. That was like I thought one of the comments, as much as we say like you don't read the comments or whatever, you read the comments of some of your vids. I thought one of the nicest comments that like you kind of feel for when you do that type of game, because sometimes YouTube comments can be pretty savage, but someone said it's pretty cool to know that type of fish is 100% a team effort, and I was like, yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like cool to know. It's like, all right, well, I didn't set the hook, but we're here because I was like over there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so for people that anyone listening to Pass the Barb that doesn't know, Griff and I were out. He caught a 17.5-inch hybrid, which was wicked.
Wicked,
It's the
wicked big.
biggest one I've ever had in my hands.
And potentially the biggest one ever caught on camera through the
Yeah,
ice.
I don't Sam and I were talking about it beforehand when I was like making the title of the video and stuff, because when we caught it, I thought it was the biggest one that had ever been caught on film. And I like even did a little bit of online research to be like, all right, is there a different one out there that I'd be like pretty easily mistaken and wrong? And I did some digging, never found anything. And I also haven't had any comments or any DMs or anything of someone being like, actually this one. So
that's the real test though.
Yeah.
Because if people would have gotten the comments right and been like, actually,
it's this one.
Yeah. There's one guy who commented on like a Facebook post. It was like pretty good, but I put out a video a few years ago of like a bunch of 15 to 18s. And I was like, sweet man, can you send me the link? I'd love to see it. And he never replied. So
oh, really? Dang.
It probably got taken down.
I know. Just haven't seen the video in a while, I guess.
YouTube does that, dude.
I know. It's crazy. It makes it so hard to find.
All the other folks out there that catch 15, 19, dude, YouTube takes that shit down.
It's weird, man. It's weird.
I think that's the coolest test. So yeah, I haven't had like no comments or anything about that, and I think that's funny. And then Noah Schultz and I were talking on the phone actually, and he brought it up. I guess I hadn't even thought of it. And Sam, you've seen this because of the bass world and everything too. Isn't it crazy how we can like in the ice fishing industry, how different the view of forward-facing sonar is compared to the bass fishing industry?
Yeah.
Like you post an ice fishing video that's very heavy forward facing or like leaning into that. People love it. They're like, this is so cool. You get every once in a while, you get one or two comments, but like you're never going to please everybody. It's whatever. Dude, you post that video open water. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude, it's true. Yeah. Like, cause like a lot of the ice fishing videos you see nowadays, like everybody's jigging with a live scope or or the video revolves around finding the fish with your FFS or whatever, and like people are like, oh yeah, and like if you're to do that in the summer, they'd be like, oh.
Especially when we're killing them, dude. Like when we go out there, and we're like, okay, there's a bunch of eaters, and we're just like stacking them. We're gonna knife all these. People are like, yes.
It's weird. It's weird because like I think ice fishing too is a lot more based on like I guess multi-species or the other species opposed to bass, right? Like crappies, walleyes, pike, bluegills, lake trout. That's ice fishing. And then there's like bass and walleye during open water, right?
Yeah, it's very different.
And even though like on this side, the multi-species side, people are more accepting of the FFS, but on the bass side, there's a loss of nostalgia where they're the first folks to be like, we want boats with 200 horsepower motors and we want them to be sparkly and we want them to be this. But then it's like you bring FFS in and they're like, whoa, hey, there's some nostalgia here in this, and the guys over here on this side that run the tillers and that have like 16-foot boats or like enjoy ice fishing on a bucket. They're like, that's cool.
But like ice fishing, the root of it is just like, let's fill buckets.
Yeah.
So people are into it.
So I thought that part was funny, but yeah, so got to do that. And then we got a bunch of videos out now. Depending when this is dropping, we'll have our first Wisconsin video out. So got a bunch of those. Got some stuff filmed around home already. Yeah,
that was a really cool trip, by the way. Like, I know we probably don't want to talk about it that much, but like that was pretty fun, dude.
Give me one highlight from the trip from both of you. Non fishing related.
Ryan's was probably checking ice when it was -22 out. That was probably his highlight.
That was the coldest day I've ever fished in my life, actually. And the only day I ever did anything outside that was colder was when we went to the Winter Classic, Bart. That was probably the only coldest thing I've ever done outside.
I actually forgot how cold it was that day. Now that you mentioned that, that was cold.
Yeah, put it here. So this is not my highlight, but this is funny. So this was the only time in my life I've fished with Griff a lot over the past handful of years. This is the only time in my life.
It's a phenomenal story.
We're sitting out on this lake, and dude, we had went out there and we drilled and we found like big school, huge school, and there were some big ones in there. Like easily could have been sharpshooting these big ones out of this group, and we were just like, I ain't moving. Like, I'll drill these 4 holes right here, and when they come by, we'll do that. Like, it was that cold. We're like, I'm not even gonna drill. And like, you'd hook one, and you'd be like fighting it up, and it would get in the hole and come off, and you'd be like, like I'm not reaching in there. Like, it's too cold. So it gets to the point, Griff had like the live, I think he's looking around, and I come walking back over to refine the school, and he's standing there with his hands like down in his bibs, like this or whatever. And he's like, hey, so there's like, they're right under my hole. Like his flasher is in the water, and they are just shit stacked right underneath of his hole. And he's like, you should drop in here. He's like, well, you should come over here and catch these. He's like, he doesn't even want to fish. He has his hands in his thing. And he's like, hey,
you're trying to catch them. They're right there.
Yeah. He's like the rock, and like the jig is like laying like in the water. He's like, you could just like open the bail and let it down if you want. like literally just come over here and catch these fish out of my hole. And I was like, holy shit, this is not good. We should leave. So
even Uncle Griff is cold.
Yeah. Griff wouldn't even drop on a shit stack school of crappies right below him.
That are very willing to eat.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Paper trails.
I feel like just because it's been so warm the past week, like for you to be like earlier this year, you were in -22. I'm like, when did that happen? Or was it just wicked cold there? Because it just feels like
it's that we had a 1 week stretch where like all the ice got made.
Yeah,
it was then. Yeah, right at the tail end of it. Not necessarily a memory, I would say, but I think for me, like Pink was saying, it was such a cool trip. I think it was nice to get back to like season 3 of the Chronicles. We did all traveling. Last year, we were basically at home the whole time, other than like a 3-day rip to Otter Tail, and a short rip at the way end of the year to Devils. Like going on a trip where we're like, there's good ice, like. We don't have much to worry about other than go catch fish, film it, come back home, cook some food, film it, go to bed. And I think a lot of people are really going to like these videos because like this whole trip is the epitome of like DIY trial and error. We fished, Pink, in 4 days. Would you say like in total dropped a line in like 10 lakes probably?
Yeah, wow. We checked almost 20 though.
Yeah.
We checked almost 20 lakes.
Another 5 to 10 that we like walked on and spotted and like
or drilled on or checked out or whatever. But yeah, we were like nonstop. That one day, that first day that I got there, when we just were driving around checking ice, we checked. Well, we burned a lot of gas that day, but we checked a lot of stuff. I was like, damn. But it was worth it because that we were able to make like game plans based off of it. So
did you guys split up into like 2-man teams where 2 you went and checked these lakes, 2 you went and checked these lakes?
First day they went off because I was finishing editing a Devils video, and we knew we weren't gonna fish much.
Yeah,
like
me and Griff went to the gas station and just bought like all the energy drinks, and we're like, we had a bunch of like pinned lakes, and we're just like going. And then I don't know, we got most of the way through the day, and then Bart was going to go check another section of lakes. So he went one way, we went the other way, and we met up at night.
Yeah. So like they went and covered a ton of area. And then basically when I was uploading the video, I was like, yo, I got like an hour and a half of light left. What haven't you checked? And while they were fishing, I just drove to some other lakes and checked ice. But yeah, like Pink said, it was cool to just have that and have options. I know, Sobi, you've used Onyx Fish this winter, but like that was cool about this trip, was being able to like really experiment with it and be like, all right, like is this legit out here? Like there's not a ton of info, like finally have a little bit of info, and like just getting to experiment and try to figure it out yourself. It was super fun. So yeah, that was a big thing for me, was just getting back in the groove of things where you're like, all right, now we're filming.
And
Right.
and I feel like the coolest part about doing a trip like you guys just did is like you have really no preconceived notions of like what lakes are good, or you're not like, you don't go out to a lake and if you don't smash a super big one or this one, you're not disappointed, because you like don't even really know exactly which lakes are good or not good. So you're kind of like, I don't know, it just all feels new probably, which is
No,
a
and
fun
people see in the video, something I will talk about that, Pink, we can touch on, is I think one of the coolest parts of this trip was, dude, if you're like a little bit of an adrenaline junkie and you're like, I'm gambling, this
felt
trip's
like
for
gambling the whole time.
You felt like you were gambling 24/7 because you were like, well, I think they probably bite in the day. Like that's when we thought when we went out there. And you do find some lakes where they are active during the day. So that was nice. We eventually ran into that. But the first like day and a half, all we ran into were flash sunset bites. So like the first day we were out there, dude, we didn't catch like anything. And we were about to like, we did quit. I will say we quit. We were walking back to the truck. We were done.
And we said, like, one more hole.
Drilled one more hole and like watched a whole lake come to life.
Thousands.
We're talking thousands of fish. And we hadn't seen a fish.
We got so lucky.
Where do they come from?
I have no idea. Like they rose from the like Griff. I just put out that Insta clip teaser, but like you'll see it all on the new Mega Live too. Dude, like we had the live down when like the sun apparently hit the right level and they all rose off the bottom.
Like
it is legit the craziest 15 seconds I've ever experienced in my life.
You know when you like spin live around and like you don't see shit, and then you just like give it one more like just out of spite.
Yeah.
You know, just like, oh, I'm just gonna
like you kind of do that. You go like, oh, there wasn't shit there, but let's just slow it down.
So, and it never is worse before
but
ever.
Then when we went back, it was like Dead Sea. Turn it back. There's actually 5,000 crappies right there.
It was insane.
And then like, everywhere you pointed it, there was 5,000 more.
It was insane.
Because I'm like, where should I drill? And it was just like drill anywhere and catch crappies. That's what
crazy.
We do. Weird. It was the weirdest.
It was so cool.
But I will say the one thing, I don't think we really filmed much of it at all, so probably won't even make it a thing at all. There's a shitload of wolves in Hayward.
Yeah,
really? Yeah,
a lot of wolves.
So we saw one when we were scouting. Like we were driving down this like whatever Forest Service road or whatever, and this wolf runs right out across in front of us, and it was like, damn, that was a pretty big wolf. And then we go to this lake. And like a lot of lakes, there was wolf tracks all over the ice, right? Like, like from like packs of wolves, not just like one, like a whole pack of wolves, like walking across the lake. And so we go to this one lake, we fished it, and then I think we came back maybe the next day or a day and a half later or whatever. But we went back out there. There was we gridded out an area in this basin. And when we came back, I actually have a video of it on my phone that's pretty good. You can see like our boot tracks in the snow, like from where I went and like drilled all the holes, right?
Yeah.
And there is this magnum set of wolf tracks that just gets right on the boot tracks, and it walks to every hole that we drilled and like walks around and like was obviously like sniffing around it. And it literally walked boot tracks across the whole lake, checked every hole that we drilled across the whole thing.
Wow.
I was like, that's pretty wicked. But yeah, there was a lot of wolves up there. And then we did that one spot. We ran into all those elk tracks too from that, all those elk up there, which is cool.
Yeah, they have that herd or whatever up in that area.
Hayward's a cool area, dang.
Dude, it was cool. I forgot I haven't been up there in it had been since probably about COVID when Pink and I went bassing up there. I've been there once or twice since, but haven't spent a ton of time there. And Griff was right, actually. I didn't think of it until he was there and said it. He reminded him a lot of Maine, and
Really?
it does. Yeah, the houses are different,
well,
but the hills and the lakes and how everything's set up.
Pretty similar, yeah.
It looks pretty similar to Maine. Obviously, I mean, the hills are larger in Maine, but it's like it does make you go, oh, yeah.
Well, and there's like a lot of forest land and everything, so which is cool. So you get to like drive a lot of like back roads to go to all these little puddle lakes and stuff, which is pretty sweet.
It's hard to be efficient driving around out there, but once you get enough lakes and stuff dialed in, it was good. But yeah, man, it was super cool. Just really fun being on the road again. And you got to do that for the early season this year. And there's just something about ice fishing and the whole exploration and like
it's fun to bounce. It's fun to bounce lakes. Like I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's just like it doesn't. Even though it is easy to load a boat, but I think you just get locked. Like I feel like you bounce more lakes when you're ice fishing opposed to open water fishing. Does it feel that way?
Especially in an area like that.
Yeah.
Like northern Wisconsin, where you could just get in and like drive 5 minutes and be at another boat ramp.
Yeah.
Where it's not like, oh, I have to drive 45 minutes to the next one or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, granted, they're not all good, but just a lake hop is like super quick.
And it's just so quiet up there, especially. Like, dude, we were out on a lake one day and we're like, we're going to drill on these fish. We were so dumb in thinking that because we got out there and I think there was no wind. It was like the day after that cold front came through. So it was just like no wind, high pressure, beautiful sunny skies, everything. And I think there was so little life or activity or anything around and so many pine trees. The only thing I could hear was my own heartbeat in my eardrums.
Really?
Like it was that quiet.
And trees exploding in the woods because they were freezing.
Yes. That's all. Every once in a while you would hear that. It was
Is there not like a lot of fishing pressure from locals up there during the ice season? Really?
We saw a total of maybe 4 people. Yeah. Maybe.
That's so
I mean, if there is, there wasn't then. Because there was like, I mean, I think some of the more popular lakes probably draw people, but like, man, these little ones that we were going to, there was zero. Bart, how many do you think we went on? We were the first holes.
Almost all of them. Yeah. Or checking ice. Like there was no boot tracks or anything. So like that bite we got into that like we filmed and we're showing like, dude, I don't know if another person will walk on that lake all year. Like, to be honest, it's way back a forestry road. Like, yeah, I don't know. So it's kind of cool knowing that, it's so exciting. And especially like I said, with Onyx Fish just coming out and there not being any data out there, it's cool because you're like, am I the first, am I the first one who's going to find this gem? Like, it gives you that excitement again. So, we saw a lot of cool places, a lot of cool things, and
it was fun.
It was sweet.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was sick. Hell yeah.
Did you, Sobi, where you all been to start this year so far? Because you've been putting out a bunch of videos. I've been watching them when I can.
Yeah, let me freaking jump away for a second. I gotta go take a quick bathroom break, and then I'll be right back.
Okay.
It's not an illness bathroom break. I just gotta take a pee.
Sure, that's what he says.
Right.
He's not in the garage for the first time.
I know, because he's just tearing it apart out there when he goes out. Dude, I will, like you just said though, about like I haven't watched much of his stuff yet this winter either. Dude, I feel like the past 3 or 4 months I have been like not consuming much media, like YouTube stuff or what, like other people's stuff.
Yeah, I've been trying to be better about it because that's where, you get a lot of ideas sparked and everything from watching other people's things. And for some reason I haven't. When I will say for like October and November, when I was back home a bunch, like just editing, I was going to the gym very frequently. And like, I'm going again now. But like whenever I do cardio in the gym is when I watch my YouTube videos basically now, because it's the only time I have. Yeah. Otherwise, I feel like I never get to watch anybody else's stuff. But
Bart's talking about his gains.
It's gains.
Subtractions after the holidays and the St. Paul Ice show and our trip. But yeah, so I've watched some. But yeah, Sobi, where have you been? What have you been doing?
Yeah, been bouncing around after the St. Paul Ice Show. Basically, we got great ice right kind of during the show right after that, and then bounced up kind of the Park Rapids area, and then a little bit west of that, and then to Brainerd, then kind of like those small towns like Outing and stuff, just playing around there, and then back home for the holidays. And those are cool areas too. Like even that Outing area is kind of like a Hayward where there's like a ton of little lakes, but the total difference between even like bum frick Minnesota is there's a lot of small little water, but there's locals that like fish the smallest of small waters. You could be back in the Chippewa Forest and there's tiny little lakes, and like you're not the first hole, it feels like. And obviously there's still always hidden areas, but like, yeah, it's just weird to hear Hayward is loaded with lakes that haven't been drilled in. You could go in the sneakiest areas of Minnesota and there's like, boom, there's like 4 locals fishing out there. And you're like, wow.
Yeah, it's a cool, different experience.
Yeah.
But have you heard much? How's the red traffic been? I know the bite got really good.
I heard it's gotten really, really good. And I heard like just from folks, there has been a ungodly amount of people up there fishing. Has been loaded, like a ton of people are up there and they're smoking them. Like they're really cracking the walleyes good. So I would like to get back up there again, because I feel like I've never hit red when it's like wicked, like good. So it would be fun to get back up there. But yeah, Christmas was good down here. Bounced around between, Steph's family and my family and this and that, and did some have done some local fishing around here. And just probably the coolest part was just this past weekend is it was so warm, right? So it was like 40 degrees and like calm, which is weird too, because usually if it's like warm, you usually have like a wicked south wind. It seems like it's windy as heck, but it was calm. And we're like, oh, dude, it's going to be like an awesome night to throw some iFish Pros out or run some tip ups, just because they don't get frozen in, which usually around the end of December, January, it's like, iFish Pros can sometimes, I don't know, just get tougher to fish because
it's maintenance to run tip ups.
Yeah. Yeah. And since it was so warm, we're like, shoot, dude, let's go for walleyes and throw some stuff up. So we've got some different lakes, right? Like 10 minutes from my house. We've been playing around with different walleyes, and whack, Steph cracks a freaking giant this past weekend. And that was the biggest walleye of her life. It was 28.5 inches and just fat and giant. And it knocked its head on the bottom of the hole like 4 different times, took a couple runs, knocked its head down there. I reached down there and freaking pulled it out. And she was like, oh, and we were freaking, we were shaking. That was probably the coolest fishing trip recently, even though it was just down the road from my house. I don't know. It was just her biggest walleye of her life and one of the biggest walleyes I've ever seen in the metro. So,
did you capture that on video?
Dude, like a little bit of like some of the release, but we weren't filming, dude. It was like Steph this was her first time really out ice fishing, was on Saturday, and it was going to be like, calm. And it was more like, oh, I haven't been ice fishing with you. I really want to go ice fishing. And I'm like, yeah. So we were just going to make a day of it where we just kind of fish together. And we got for crappies and bluegills in the morning, didn't film it, just going fishing, like spending some time together, just because things have been freaking busy as hell. And we haven't really spent any time together since basically deer hunting season. So we went out, caught some crappies and gills, and then she catches the biggest walleye of her life. And we really weren't filming, dude. So that's kind of, I would have loved to have that fight on video, and I'm so mad we don't.
Dude, and that's why like I'm terrified now to like with this pursuit of this 18-incher and everything. I can't drop a line without a camera on. All the guys, like Pink has a GoPro at his house right now with a battery pack and SD cards. Yeah. All the guys have their own individual ones, and we all wear them. Like it's almost like, I don't know, just so no bad juju, because the moment you don't wear it, you're gonna catch it.
You set the hook and you just crank your drag down and snap it off and be like, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's always how it goes. If you're not filming, like you're gonna get a freaking hog of any.
I know, species. And I'm like, I can't do it. Just can't tempt the devil, man. So like, I can't wait for that day where I'm like, all right, now we can just go out and not be worried about accidentally catching my PB and it not being on film, and
I know
the whole deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, Christmas and fishing has been good here. Otherwise, let's get into some new stuff. It's been good. Fishing's been good, and current events have been good.
So. I just wish we get some snow.
I know, dude. I don't know.
Now that we had all the rain, dude. Yeah.
Have you guys came
Sobi, were
across
you
some
out? Sorry,
flighty fish?
we'll talk on this just for a second, then we'll move on. But Sobi, were you out Friday?
Yes.
Okay, I fished all day Friday too.
Yes.
I was out scouting. Griff was with for like 2 hours, and
During
Lily
the
came
rain?
with, but she got soaked. Yeah, I fished all day in the rain.
Same.
That sucked.
That's
I forgot how much rain sucks. I had my Blackfish rain suit I wore all day. That's all I wore. Luckily, it was 40 degrees out, so it was kind of nice. But God, it was so wet. There was so much water on top of the ice.
Yeah. It was, dude. I was with Augie and her buddy Krug, and I was gentleman enough, like we had daisy chained these sleds back with each other. This is so weird that this happened after Christmas. But like you're saying, there's so much water on the ice. I let Krug ride with Augie in his 4-wheeler, and I have videos of me in the sled, and I'm straight up tubing like you would be tubing behind a summer boat, dude, where I'm like, and they'd take a turn, and I'm on top of water, and there was like a wake coming out the front of the sled in front of me, and I'm like, this is so weird, dude.
I thought it was going to be easy to just walk and tow a sled behind me. And I was like, no, this actually sucks because there's so much water. I actually have to like physically pull it. Yeah. I have drag from water, not just it being slick on top of ice.
Yeah.
It was bizarre. There was so much water.
Have the fish been kind of flighty for you guys because there's been lack of snow?
So bad, dude.
Yes. Okay. Well, that makes me feel better too, because I've hit a bunch of different lakes and there is some fish absolutely flighty as hell. Like, they're
very freaked
dude,
out.
I had ones that I was like, I was even trying to determine what species they were for how spooky they were being. And I'm like, I know those are crappies. And then they are like not acting like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've been super flighty. So having some snow would be nice, or just something. The dead calm over the weekend with crystal clear ice made it very, very, very difficult. But they can still be caught.
I was telling Pinkalla this on Christmas. I went out and did a little bit of fishing with Steph and her family on the lake. They have their cabin on. And I drilled a hole and mega lived over. And the most unflighty fish I've ever seen, there was a school of 300. I'm like, oh, Steph's mom and Steph. I'm like, go, drill on them. They drill on them. I'm like, they didn't move. There's 300 of them. They drop down, drum. Her mom dropped down, drum. And then I put my underwater camera down. There's like 300 drum, and they're acting so cool. Like I was hoping to be crappies or anything else.
That's crazy.
So not all fish are flighty, I suppose.
That's funny. That is very funny.
But yeah, after this kind of warm front that crushed all that snow, I think it will be good for ice in the metro, just because now we'll get some cold. We'll get even more of a base of ice, and then if we could just get a little snow, I think fish would be way cool.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. Yeah, and so our snowmobile doesn't hate us for a second year in a row. Our snowmobile hates us right now.
Probably. Yeah. Did it work better with water though? Like with water on the ice?
It does, yes. other than the traction part.
Yeah. Well, getting going.
Getting going is the initial getting going is very hard.
Oh crap.
Yeah. Ice fishing's fun.
All right, let's get into our next segment called Bart Sports. I'm excited. There hasn't been a Bart Sports for a while. And there's a lot of exciting stuff going on in sports, and I'm ready to get into it. I'm ready for Bart to freaking drop the knowledge on us.
Drop the knowledge. I mean, earlier at the beginning of this year, I said I was very excited for the Vikings season. I thought they would be very, very good. And we kind of haven't updated much over the year, and turns out the Vikings are very, very good. It's been fun to watch, just enjoying the ride, and finally beat the Pack again. So last night. And now playing for the 1 seed, like one of the best Vikings seasons of all time. I think the only other season they got to 14 wins. Well, there might be 2 others, but one of them was the Randy Moss season.
Speaking of the 1 seed, what's the score right now of the Detroit game?
I don't know. I didn't look. They should be crushing the 49ers. But yeah, they play the Lions for the 1 seed on Sunday night. I still think It's still for the 1 seed no matter what, just because of records.
Is that game
it doesn't matter.
in
Yeah,
Detroit
it
or
doesn't
in
matter if the Lions win or lose. They're losing right now, 24-28.
The Lions are?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because if they beat us, they'll be the 1 seed still.
Okay.
Just because of like win, strength of win is a metric basically. So they'll have us on that just because they had a hair more difficult schedule. But yeah, playing for the 1 seed on Sunday, and that's been great. Yeah, I don't know. In terms of the Viking side,
it's a
do you
fun
have
team
anything to add, Sobi?
Dude, it's a fun team to watch. Like I enjoy going on like social media afterwards, and I love all the Vikings clips, but I love like the locker room, like when KOC goes through and gives away the game balls and talks to the team.
His speeches are just awesome.
Dude, they're awesome. They fire me up, and dude, just like I think it's a selfless team, dude. Our everybody, like, we're lethal. We're lethal in so many directions, but it's not just like, oh, because of JJ, because of Justin Jefferson, that's why we're good. Or because of Sam Darnold, that's why we're good. It's not like one of those teams like we're good all around. Everybody just kind of plays for the team, and there's not a lot of ego on the team. It's just we go out there and we play with all our weapons.
Yeah, it's been cool to see KOC is like the next great coach in the NFL. It seems he literally he's top 5 ever.
Yeah,
in like their first however many games. He's top 5 already ever in single possession games. He's just an awesome coach. It's fun to just be like, oh, cool. I'm going to get a cheer for the Vikings for a long time because I trust the front office we have, the coach we have, and we just accidentally found an awesome quarterback. And it seems like our coach can just coach quarterbacks. So yeah, sweet to see. Very fun time for Vikings fans.
Who do they put in charge of picking kickers for Minnesota?
I don't know.
I just feel like they're so bad.
Will the Thrill has been so good this year too, and then he finally he missed in that game.
Dude, it's okay though because
get him out of the way now.
When they were trying to ice him and stuff like that, and he had to do all those kicks and whatever, then he like missed that first one. They iced him again. Wasn't that one possession he kicked like 3 times at the same shot?
It could have been. I didn't see that part. I was on the lake for the beginning of the game.
But either way, like I know he had some misses, but I was like, dude, this is a great. He got like 5 in-game kicks here. Like, great, cool. I don't care if he missed one. That's a lot more experience for the rookie that he already needs. So,
but I'm just saying, when it comes down to it, that's where Minnesota always bites themselves. Is it always comes down to putting it on the kicker? And
I know.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm enjoying the ride. I feel good about this team. I got very good vibes on this team. Like a very good vibes. It's like 09 and yeah, it'll be fun. So excited to see what seed they get and what happens in the playoffs. It'd be really cool to somehow get the 1 seed and have home field all the way through, but it'll be one of the biggest Vikings games in a long time on Sunday. So
prime time, baby.
But Minnesota and Green Bay in the playoffs, boys.
Yeah, definitely.
Going to be a fun one.
It'll be a good time. It'll be a good time for sure. And then, I mean, in terms of other stuff, NBA wise, the Wolves are maybe figuring it out. I've watched a lot of Wolves because they were fun to watch last year. They have not been as fun to watch this year.
I was going to ask you, why is that? Do you think? Like, do you really think the loss of Cat was that big?
Well, it's adapting to the trade. I mean, you just changed a big part of your team. So, it seems like they're adapting now. I still don't know if I'm a Julius Randle fan or not. But they're 8th in the West now, and the West is insanely good, like it was last year. But yeah, they're 8th in the West right now, but they're literally like 2 games from being 4th, so it's kind of whatever. Hopefully they keep figuring it out. Yeah,
there's a lot of ball.
And Ant's awesome. So
Ant's so sick.
Yeah, love that. And I didn't check in on the Wild, but the Wild were really good for a while, and I can check on them quick. Yeah, I did go to a Wild game the day before Christmas Eve, watch them beat the Blackhawks, so that was fun.
Oh, you got to see the Wild play the Blackhawks. That's awesome.
Yeah, super cool. Right before Christmas. They are like 3rd or 4th in the NHL right now in points, so they were number 1, but now they're like 4th. I think I see. But yeah, they've been fun to watch. They were battling injuries really badly
Yeah.
right now. So I don't know. It's a prime time for rolling into the NFL playoffs. I love the NFL playoffs. College football playoff starts again back up tomorrow. So it's a good time of year to watch sports.
Dude, it is. It is a good time of year to watch sports.
Dude, I got a little nugget, sports nugget here. I don't know if you guys heard about this. Maybe it's just happened. So, did you hear that? Did you hear about the cornhole thing, the college cornhole thing?
No.
So
No, I'm intrigued now though, since Waldron is almost a professional.
Yeah. So apparently they're making it a collegiate sport. Okay. So like
Really?
schools are going to have teams. So the first 2 guys to ever have gotten a scholarship for cornhole, like just happened like this week. So 2 guys just got D1 scholarships to play cornhole.
Really?
At a school in South Carolina. It's like 2 guys from Colorado that won like
That's
the
super cool.
high school championship 2 years in a row. Just got a D1 scholarship to play collegiate cornhole.
Wow.
So like pretty sick. Like
that's
pretty crazy.
Like it's a brand new like college sport, which is pretty cool.
Like it's not even like it's a legit college sport now.
Yeah, I mean like D1. Yeah.
Not even a club sport like fishing is.
No.
Yeah, like it's legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. That's
wonder what those NIL deals are gonna be.
Dude, I could see them being good. Watch them.
But they could be crazy, dude, because it could be like the curling thing. Like, like the Olympic curling thing was massive.
Yeah.
Because people were like related to it way more than like a lot of these other sports. I don't know, dude.
Dude, I bet it's gonna be way massive.
I bet it will be. Yeah. Like, do you think they're gonna pull like a crowd for these like matches?
Dude, they might, because it is like it's a wicked relatable sport. Like everybody's played. Like at least I think if you're from the Midwest, I think you probably for sure played. And then I don't know its popularity down south, but I would assume big too, right?
Well, I would think so. Dude, if they would have if there was a cornhole team at Point, you'd have got drunk and went to that game.
Oh yeah.
Like I can only imagine
the chance on the sideline and the crowds would be ridiculous.
They're like, we have 18,000 in attendance today.
Like, can you just imagine you're like sitting in science class and you're like a senior and you're just like, dude, I don't know, like graduating here, you're gonna have a lot of debt and stuff. And your buddy Jimmy's next to you and he's like, yeah, I came here on a full ride to play cornhole. So like, I'm good.
And also they couldn't even get mad at you for going out and partying because you're just going out and playing people. You're like, I'm just practicing,
It's like part of it, dude.
I'm putting in that work.
Yeah.
I'm going to a darty and I'm going to probably play some cornhole. So yeah, I'll be practicing this weekend.
Yeah, I'll be practicing. Yeah, it's pretty serious.
Yeah. Getting my reps in. 500 throws a day.
Just keep your eyes peeled, dude. It'll be on ESPN for sure. No doubt.
Dude, it will be on ESPN. The
It will,
guaranteed.
Oh yeah, it's normally on. Well, they normally have the professional one on ESPN.
Yeah. So anyway, if you hear about it, like I said, I just heard about it on the radio, and I was like, I gotta look that up. It sounds awesome, so I did.
Another little sports nugget, especially because we're talking about Bart sports and a lot of football, is Steph and I, we've been ill, past couple days, so we've been really hitting the Netflix hard, and we've just been going down the rabbit holes of watching all the cool sports shit on Netflix. Like they've got the whole series called Quarterback and then Receiver, where they follow Kirk Cousins' journey a little bit and Patrick Mahomes and all that. And then as far as the receiver, they follow JJ and all those guys. And then Netflix just added this new one called Enigma, and it's all about Aaron Rodgers and kind of his life and pursuits like outside of football or how it interacts with him in football. Like Aaron Rodgers kind of got a really interesting story, or I guess like life in general, of just like he's a different cat, like he's not a beer drinking Wisconsin dude that just eats cheese and brats and plays football. Like he's an interesting cat, and it was a good series. I thought even if you're a Vikings fan, I enjoyed it.
I haven't gotten to watch a lot of like TV shows and stuff lately, so I'm kind of bummed about that.
Watch that Enigma one on Aaron Rodgers.
So. Yeah, I'll need to check some stuff out.
That's on Netflix?
Yeah. Right and
on.
Also, like, you don't have to be the biggest football fan to like that stuff. Like Alyssa, I think, would like that Enigma deal too, Bart. Like she would like it.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
Dude, it's about him doing like how he likes to in his off time, he likes to go to Costa Rica and do ayahuasca and all this crazy stuff. Like it's weird, but it's cool.
but it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Sobi's gonna be doing ayahuasca in one of these Permi ice videos soon.
After a long ice season, I like to just relax in
Need
Costa
some-
Rica and do
need
some
some
ayahuasca,
views.
realign myself mentally.
That'd be
Oh
a
my
million view video.
Yeah.
Right.
Doing
Yeah.
ayahuasca in my ice hut.
Yeah. In my $100,000 ice.
Ice
Oh,
hut.
right. Yes. Yeah.
Luxury ice hut.
Frigid temperatures. Dangerous.
Danger.
Dangerous. Yeah. Extreme cold temperatures.
Ice camping with ayahuasca in a luxury fish house on Upper Red Lake.
I already clicked it, dude.
I already
Yeah.
clicked. Switch.
It already got 7 views. Yeah. You just said Red Lake. Ding.
Oh
God.
man.
But yeah,
that's
no, the only other thing I was gonna say in terms of on the sports side, I believe it was, let me look up the actual official title here.
Dude,
sorry.
I'm bummed I didn't get to a Wild game yet this year.
So it was I think it's pretty cool in terms of women's sports. We talked about it earlier when she was playing college, but Caitlin Clark won Athlete of the Year.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, really?
So that's male or female for time, which I think is so cool. Like,
Oh yeah.
talking about looking back at 2024, like remember March, April, like February, January last year when like Caitlin Clark ran everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
that
yeah.
was an awesome time to be a college basketball fan. And even, I mean, now women's, like the pro WNBA got way more views this year because of it. Cool to see. Always cool to see when that sort of thing
well
happens.
deserved too.
So,
Like she was so freaking she's sick as hell. Like she's the reason I watched WNBA games this year. Like I'd never watched WNBA games in the past. And I'm like, if she came on, like I'd put it on. Like
Yeah.
it's sick.
yeah. So that was the only other sport thing I had is that's awesome. I think it's super
Yeah.
cool.
Did you know that Caitlin Clark has I think she has the most points scored by any college athlete in basketball, male or female?
Yep. Should be
Really?
Pete Maravich last year.
That's
I think
wicked.
it's Pete Maravich.
Like the
college-
all-time. She has more buckets than freaking any dude or chick in college basketball history.
Wow. That's a hell of a stat.
Yeah, gotta be like, yeah, I kind of, got the most buckets. Oh, like on your team?
Yeah,
Nah, like of anybody
Pistol-
that played in college. What?
Pistol Pete Maravich was the all-time leading scorer. He averaged 43 points a game,
God,
Wow.
That's so many. God,
but she still beat him.
that's insane.
I think. Yeah, I'd have to
Yeah.
look up exactly what it was, but yes, I remember that last year. Sobi, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Anyways, that's Bart Sports for you. We're caught up. We'll see how in 2 weeks from now,
We'll check back.
it'll be the playoffs. So
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Skull Vikes.
All right. So let's do a little what in the world is going on. We haven't done this one in a while. And I did come across something that I think both of you guys will find interesting. Mildly humorous though.
Okay.
But this one, so I'll read the headline first of like this article, but then I'll kind of break down what it's about. So the headline is Uncovering Hidden Consequences of Catch and Release Sport Fishing. Okay.
Oh.
So this article, this is like a study, like a funded study being done at the University of Massachusetts Amherst that is talking about. So you guys remember that video, Cosmo, the Yeti video?
Yes. Oh yeah.
yeah,
Okay. So it was at like Cosmolita in the Seychelles, and it was like about GT fishing. And then John B went there and like filmed his whole
Yeah.
series or whatever. Okay. So this is the location of where this study is happening. So like, I feel like there's so many, like we always talk about the difference between like open water and like ice industries, right? And like
Yeah.
how far behind like ice fishing is like so far behind open water stuff, whatever, right? So this is like a very like drawing some parallels between just like freshwater fishing and saltwater fishing, right? Because like I feel like a lot of people that fish saltwater, that fish in the ocean, like the fish are just aggressive. They feed all the time, right? So this is an entire study being done. I'm not gonna like read this whole thing, but the gist of what they're talking about is that the fishing is getting more tough there because people keep going there and catching all these GTs, and the fish start acting differently. So they're basically doing this huge study about angling pressure.
Hey, if you put them back, they get smart. So then they're harder to catch.
It's a study about basically about how angling pressure is making it harder to catch fish at these islands. And
that's hilarious, actually.
And they're mad about it because they're like, well, people are paying a lot of money and they don't want to be disappointed. They came here to catch these fish and they're hard to catch. Like, we need them to be stupid. Like, that's what this whole thing is about, dude. And then I'm like, all right,
to work them now.
And then I was like, and then it was something that was like, well, they did their first round of studies in 2021. This is like an ongoing thing, right? And so they're publishing like the second portion of the study right now. So like, whatever, 4 years later. And I'm like, son of a bitch, somebody's getting paid to go and fish at this goddamn place for 4 years to determine that angling pressure makes it harder to catch GTs. He's like,
they go out every day, write a little report, dig a little report.
I only caught 4 today.
Yeah. But yeah, so they go through, you'd get a kick out of this. I'll send you guys this article. You can read through it later or something, but it's literally them talking about how like, just like the presence of people being there is like making the fish act different. And like, they're catching all these fish. And now these big fish are spending less time where they used to. And like, now they have to go to these harder to get to fishing spots to catch them. And it's just like, so funny that there's like this huge study to talk about like what we talk about all the time. Right.
Yeah.
Where we're like, oh, these fish are getting smart, like angling pressure, whatever. And then they were talking about during COVID, because like people weren't going there during COVID, right? So they were like, oh, this is a perfect like study thing because no one's traveling here to fish. So we'll see if it's just because people were here. And it's like those big, because those fish are probably pretty old, right? Those GTs get pretty big. And they were like, well, they still acted weird. And now everyone came back and they're still weird. So they're like, yeah, they like, it's like they're learning to like avoid going where like people are fishing and like all this stuff. But it sounds like they were just beating the shit out of these GTs for a number of years, and now they're getting harder to catch. And so they wanted to hire people.
Now they're gonna, now they're gonna, they're gonna create a problem.
Yeah,
basically what they're gonna do. Be like, to solve this problem, we're gonna kill them and not release them.
Yeah. So they were like, like chipping a bunch of these fish so they could like scan them to like see if they were recatching the same ones and stuff. So in the midst of all of this, they're just catching like hella GTs to like do this study too, which I'm sure isn't like helping their cause or whatever. But it's a very interesting, like, I guess it's written from the perspective of someone who's never had to deal with angling pressure ever in their life. And it's like, it's just so funny to read it. And like the things that they're like coming to light, like, oh my God, like, you know, we like show up there and they like know we're there. It's like, crazy. Because like, you think about
welcome to the metro with no snow.
And that's in an entire ocean, not like a 400-acre lake that I'm like drilling holes in. Like, it's so funny, but it's just crazy that like, I suppose that you would like probably not really have to deal with that maybe much in something as big as like the ocean, right?
Ocean, yeah.
Because there's just so many fish and they probably move so constantly that you're like constantly dealing with like new fish all the time. But like fishing in a lake, you're like, yeah, that's a thing.
Oh yeah. Like, that's funny.
I was like, damn, how do you get on that? How do you get on that squad to make that a research project? I was like, God damn. I'm in the wrong business.
I know. Somebody probably brought up that idea to like the Chamber of Commerce of like Komodo or whatever.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, we'll fund this.
Yeah. It says, and dude, it's backed by like a bunch of people. It's like funding for this research was provided by the Seychelles Conservation and Climate Adaptation Trust, the Bonefish and Tarpon Trust, the Blue Safari Seychelles Fly Fishing Organization, the Islands Development Company, the Island Conservation Society, the Seychelles Fishing Authority, Patagonia, Thomas & Thomas Fly Rods, Cortland Lines, and Nautilus Reels. So they have like all those companies sponsoring this study of like angling pressure is a thing.
That's why I'm interested to see like what he reports back after how long he does this. Like, it's true.
What the plan of action, like what
Yeah.
they're gonna do with it. Be like, dang, okay.
Like, what conclusions are they expecting to get? And then, like, what?
The conclusion of this whole thing is going to be this guy going, "You should have been there 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It was awesome."
Should have been there 10 years ago. No
Yeah.
kidding.
So anyway, I thought that was like comical because it was like literally a new news article that came out about it. And I was like reading it initially, like I didn't really know what it was going to be about. And I got halfway through it and I was literally laughing out loud.
That's
so
funny.
I'll send it to you guys. You can check it out later.
That's a good one.
All right. Well, what in the world is going on is we'll bring it back local to Minnesota, but the black crappie state record has been broken again. Axel Anglu of Faribault caught this 18-inch, 3-pound, 13-ounce black crappie out of Cedar Lake in late October. This fish broke the previous certified state record by 4 ounces. Congratulations to Axel on a memory well made. I thought that was cool, and especially if I don't really know, I would assume hopefully he caught it, not his pops, but a young kid.
Yeah, it looked. I saw the picture.
Yeah, it's awesome to see. Super cool.
Yeah, that is cool. And I want to know why does it also take, like if this happened in October, why does it take so long to certify it? Or that's just
I honestly don't know the process or whatever, because I knew when this fish got caught. Like I texted a picture of it in October and I was like, oh dang, that's cool. And I've kind of just been waiting for a few months to be like, oh, maybe it didn't, like I started to think it didn't get submitted.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know for sure because I don't know the actual process, but some of these other ones, like these, remember like when they had the state record that had like ball bearings in it and shit, like these other crappie records. I think they, as part of the process, there's like a period of time that they wait before they certify it, just because things come to light of, about some of these fish. Like if someone caught it, like it might take several weeks for somebody to be like, somebody posted something stupid on Instagram or like whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some of that stuff. So they don't just do it immediately because they're like, oh, we don't want this to be like controversial or whatever.
Sure.
Like if there was
give it time for any dust to settle, that make sure it's legit.
Yeah. I think that's part of it, but I don't know. Cause you'd think it wouldn't be that complicated of a deal. Like,
and now I kind of have some questions for you guys, just because this is a large portion. Like this story has to do a lot with what you guys are doing. I assume you guys are kind of going for a state record as crappie in the series. And like, you guys have been kind of vocal about you wouldn't keep it or you wouldn't certify the state record. Why not?
I mean, for me, I think it's everybody's kind of own just personal thing. For me, it's more of like, I feel like too, having it on camera, I don't really know other than, I guess, other than to stroke your own ego or something, I guess. Like for me, I guess I just don't really care. Like, I think it's cool to just have it on camera, say I caught it and put it back. And I just know replicas are awesome. So,
but you wouldn't want your name. You wouldn't want your name in the record book.
I don't know. I guess I've just never had a very high caliber on it or high target on it.
But like, what if it was the Minnesota state record bass? Would you?
I thought about that too, because they reset the smallmouth, and I don't even know if I would report that. Honestly, I think I
would, dude. I think it'd be sick. I think it'd be sick to have your name in the record book. Like that's just me personally. I would.
And I don't have anything against anybody who does it. Like if it's a state record fish, it's like, okay.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like for me, like, especially on the crappie side, like, I mean, there's other fish that maybe I would or whatever, but I just feel like we've put so much time into this. And like, I just feel like at this point,
I feel like I get crucified too. So,
well, no, not just that, but I feel like just on my own level, I'm like, I care about like that fish so much at this point.
Yeah.
If I caught it, I would want it to live because I'm like, man, it's so badass to see someone else catch that or something like a kid to catch it or whatever. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's just become part of the chase at this point for that specific thing. Like if I caught like something, maybe a different species, I might feel totally different about it. But
yeah, I think that I agree with Pink there, just on the sense of the crappie side, is just having documented this for so long and everything. Like when we do catch that fish, I am going to have so much love and respect for that fish just
Yeah.
based off of all these years that I'm going to be like, I got to put it back.
But wouldn't
Like-
there be a cool part, like if you guys caught the state record, and like like much of it is scouting as a team and sharpshooting as a team. I think you guys could register it as all 4 of you, and just be like, we caught the state record. Like,
yeah, but I
that's-
think I could
But
also
to what
just
end?
put-
Like, what do we gain?
yeah,
Is
yeah.
somebody going to sponsor us then?
Yeah.
I would think it would
Like-
hold more weight, honestly. Yeah, I
Or
think
if
yeah.
I just
feel like
post
they
the
I don't know.
video, or if I just post the video with us putting it on tape and then on a Rapala scale and saying it's an unofficial record, be like, it's fine. I guess you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's kind of, we've talked about it at when it got reset. We talked about it because we were
Yeah.
like, okay, there's a realistic chance that if we catch it, it will be. So,
And then a lot of
because
people
I mean,
talk
Griff,
about
the one
too-
Griff caught, we didn't weigh it, but it was a 3.5 pound fish. It was somewhere in the 3.5 to 3 3/4 pound range.
Yeah. But a lot of people will talk too about like, I want to put this big fish back because of genetics. But if it's a hybrid, does that fish even spawn?
Yeah, they pass on hybrid genetics.
I don't know if hybrid crappies can spawn, can they?
They pass on the
Well,
genetics. Yeah,
They're not a sterile. They're not a sterile.
They're
it's
not
like
a
tiger
sterile. It's
muskie.
not like a tiger muskie. No,
It's not like they spawn.
there's like 20. Yeah, that's why all the hybrids you catch look so weird. Like I feel like certain amounts of these lakes, eventually, it's just going to be like all hybrids.
Yeah.
Or some level of hybridization. But yeah, I guess I don't know. That's kind of like I said, I think it's each guy individually. I just know for me, and like I think we've all talked about it. Like I think we'd all just put it back. Now, with that said, too, if it were like a freaking 5 pound like world record or something, maybe then you're like, maybe it's a little different then. But I don't know. Still, for me, it'd probably be just film it and release it. I got the memory and everything I need from that fish,
Yeah.
Well,
but
and it's not
like I said too, I think it's super cool for Axel to have it. He's a kid from Faribault. Like,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Yeah, but I think at the same token, it was like that's not like what we were trying to do either. Like it wasn't like our pursuit was a state record. You know what I mean? It's like just because it got wiped recently, that's like a thing. Like, did I think we were going to catch a state record? Like the state record was like, what was it?
It was
Like-
like 5
Oh, it
pounds
was something
even.
crazy.
You know, so it was like it was never really about that. So it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I mean, if you catch an 18, I guarantee you it ain't going to be a 5 pounder.
Yeah, no.
No, it's got
So
to
it's
be
like, well,
19 something to 20.
I mean, is it a state record solely because they wiped the existing one that may or may not have been real? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, how legit even would it be? You know?
Yeah. I don't think the old one was real. Me personally.
I don't know, man.
I could believe it.
I really could because
Seen
the
some
old
crazy things.
the old one didn't have a length on it though. It was just a weight.
Yeah, I think it did. I think it said it was a 20 incher.
Okay, see that's what I was assuming. It would have to be that big, especially the built from where it came from. I mean, you've seen the fish from there. Like,
I mean, if it was 20 inches and it came from there, probably
would weigh
maybe-
5.
It'd weigh 5 pounds
Yeah.
it would have
or
to.
around there.
So I don't
Yeah.
know. It's weird. Yeah, I don't know. I think people have just varying opinions on it. It's like I just don't know what you would gain. Like what do you have to gain by doing that? I don't know.
I know it's a big thing in other species too, but I don't know. I think filming it and just releasing it's cool. I mean, we just did that. Like, for example, Axel's wasn't registered when Griff and I caught that fish. Like Griff's fish he caught was right there with Nolan's. It was the same length, probably around the same weight. It was right there. So we didn't even think about like, oh, we should go weigh this or check it for a state record or anything. We just filmed it and threw it back,
Yeah.
But it was literally the same caliber as the one that was caught in the spring. So it's like,
Yeah. Dang.
So I guess that's kind of our thought on it. Like I said, though, I don't have anything against anybody who's like catches it and is like, I want to certify it. It's like, yeah, go for
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But
Like I
our
said, I
whole thing
think
has
other
been preaching
species
the
I would
catch and
probably be
release, but-
inclined to.
Yeah.
Why not?
And I think the other thing right now is we're still waiting for that record to get firmly set. Because like I don't believe 18 inches and 3 3/4 pounds is that. I
No,
think it'll
'cause, I
be a
mean,
little
so
more
many-
firm. It'll be a little more firm when there's a 19.4 something caught.
I mean, dude, there's
Yeah.
18s caught every winter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
every week. There's been a lot of them caught already
It's
this
like-
year.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
yeah,
It's interesting. But how fun would that be to be a kid, man, and be like, dude,
Just caught state record crappie, just like
yeah.
you showing up to recess like, sup?
yeah, it's up. Kid's got the state record.
I think
that'd
it's
be
super
sick.
cool. I was pumped
Yeah.
when I saw that. I was like, oh yeah, kid got it, even better.
Yeah. All right, what's your story?
My what in the world's going on?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really have anything.
Good.
Oh, that's all good. That's all good.
No, I was gonna kind of talk about that, but then I was like, whatever.
All right, fair enough. All right, so we're walking into 2025 here. I just wanted to kind of do a throwback. I know, like, we've talked about so many of these things on Past the Barb this whole year, like all these cool things we've all been out doing and everything. And I know Solsky and Hunter aren't here tonight, but I just wanted to kind of go around and just be like, what was your, like, just of this past year? Because it's crazy to think like the tail end of last ice season. Like, it seems like a million years ago, but it's like, holy crap, it really wasn't that long ago. Like, between then and now, what was like your most memorable trip that you did, or just like, even if it was just a day, whatever, like whether it was a trip or just an outing or whatever of all of 2024? Because I went back, dude, I started scrolling through my photos, on my phone, just going back and trying to make it, but to like December 2023, going back, and I'm like, holy shit, all that was this year, like you just start scrolling back and you're looking at all this stuff. And you're like, oh my God, I didn't even realize that all happened like this year. That was this spring. Oh my God. But you got any that just like stick out that you're like, damn, dude?
Oh, you start, Bart, since you didn't have a story.
Well, I mean, I have a couple, but the first one that comes, and I guess it's kind of a different trip because it was only me, but going down and fishing that Kentucky Lake Invitational.
Yeah.
So going down to Kentucky Lake, like going back to where I had that Toyota series and like uncovered that whole smallmouth deal, and like getting to go back and like, especially the anticipation for like a whole year.
Mm-hmm.
And then being like, okay, I get to go do this again. I, know exactly what's going to be going on, how this is going to go, and getting to fish a professional event. And just, it was super cool. So that's one. I'll remember that for my whole life. Wouldn't trade that for anything. So that's a solo one. So I think it's a little bit different than kind of some of the other stuff, but also we didn't get to do well. The Devil's Lake Chronicle trip was pretty cool. I don't know. Now that I think back on it, we did do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, when you really start going
there's way
through,
more than you can even process, probably. You know what I mean? If you were to scroll back in your phone, like there's so much that a person does in a year, and you're like, dang, that was only a year ago.
Yeah,
or within the year.
A year ago right now, I was worried because there was zero ice in the Twin Cities, or like most of the state of Minnesota, because it had all just melted.
Dang, I think if I had to look back on a trip, and this isn't even, it is kind of a fishing trip and not necessarily a fishing trip. Like, it was the Bassmaster Classic this past year at Grand Lake was wicked cool. The Classic, if you've never been to a Bassmaster Classic, it is always electric. Just it's goosebumps when the stadium is loaded with people and someone's crowned a winner. But this year we kind of got the opportunity to go down behind underneath the stage, and me and our good buddy Maggie got to go out and kind of do the whole lap in the ring like the anglers.
Yeah, that's right. You got to throw Crush City stuff out.
I was singing Toby Keith, throwing Crush City stuff, and like we were backstage of Ronnie Moore and Kevin Van Dam is a foot away from me, and it was like Mercer's like announcing stuff, and I'm like, wow, dude, this is in the freaking belly of the beast of the Bassmaster Classic. So that was I don't know, as a young kid, I would have absolutely shit bricks just to be like, yo, someday you get to go to the Classic and you get to go backstage. Like, I don't know. I thought that was a cool trip.
That is sick, dude. Damn.
Pink, what about you?
I feel like I was torn kind of between like what I thought, because I like a lot of the hunting stuff I do really love. Like that goes down in the fall. And
Yeah.
I did some really cool trips this year, but dude, like coming off of ice season, and then I did that me and my dad did that Costa Rica trip. And I still think that was probably
went to Costa Rica.
That was probably my favorite one of the year, man. Like I said, I hadn't done of like a really big like travel fishing trip in a couple years. And I used to do it so much, and then I kind of didn't for a little bit, and doing that one really like lit my fire for it again, dude.
Yeah.
Like, God, that was so badass. And like some of the pictures were so sick. I was thumbing through those today on my phone. But one of the cool parts about that one, dude, was so that was right. We were still like at the tail end of working on all the Niku stuff then.
Yeah.
And I had gotten some of the baits at that time, like just a few, not like much, because that was in March, I think, last March. So we only had like, a little bit of stuff. And I took them there, and I was actually catching fish on them in Costa Rica. And it was like the most badass thing. I was like, this is so sick. Like, granted, it was like, I was catching like pompano on a flutter fry and off the beach. But I was like, God, dude, these are so sick. And like, I was down there and I was like wishing the boys were there. I'm like, oh, dude, this is so fun, and catching all kinds of crazy ass fish and stuff. And that was that. I mean, we talked about it on here a bunch. I'm not going to go into the whole thing again, but that was like a really badass trip. And I really want to do more of those international trips maybe this coming year and get after some cool shit. But yeah, dude, freaking Costa Rica is badass.
That's a cool trip and a cool memory with your dad too, dude. Like,
oh, for sure.
Be able to share a Costa Rica fishing trip with your dad, like that's gangster.
Yeah, it was really sweet. But yeah, dude, I don't know. Like Barb was saying, there's so many good ones when you really start thinking back through it, because it's like you got all the ice stuff, and then, I mean, I did so much fishing this summer too. That's like just a blur, kind of. But yeah,
kind of going.
I want to have another, like, I want to have an open water one. It's just all might have been tournaments. I haven't gotten to do like a fun fishing open water one. So I'm hoping to change that next year.
Well, Kentucky, dude, that's kind of a trip mixed in with a tournament too. And that was
yeah,
awesome.
I mean, it was unreal. But yeah, so what do you got?
I wanted to bring Stolsky into this. I don't know if you got the update. This would be a recent trip from his, which maybe it's one of his most memorables, even though he's done quite.
It's got to be, dude.
Did you see this? Hyped. He was hyped. Talk about this guy.
So he went to Pyramid Lake and was catching these giant. They're like cutthroat. I don't know if they're like some different genetic strain or whatever of these fish. But like, you ever see those the videos like they're on Instagram where these guys are like they're fishing from like ladders and stuff?
Oh, no? Yeah.
So that's there. That's at Pyramid Lake. And he hooked up with some guy that he knew that had guided down there, I guess, for a couple months or whatever. And so he finally, I think he's been wanting to go for a while, and they finally made it happen, and he got down there. And I think he was there for like 8 days or something. Like, it was like an extended trip.
Wow.
And I didn't really hear much after that. He did send that picture or whatever, and I was like, oh, dude, they got it done. I have no idea how many they caught. It sounded like maybe it was tough, and it maybe came down towards the end of the trip that he caught that big one. But that's like the fish of a lifetime, dude. It's such a badass place.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's on like a number of people's like bucket list to catch those trout. And like, Stolsky's so plugged into that like world or whatever,
trout community for sure.
Yeah. And sorry. But yeah, I mean, because it's not even a place you like think about, right? Because that's like, it's in Nevada, dude. Like, to think about where are you going to go on a trout fishing destination or whatever? Like, you don't think about somewhere like that. At least I don't, I would think more of like somewhere in like Colorado or Montana or, Idaho, something like that.
Nevada.
But just super cool, man. Like, I can't wait till we have him back on. I'd love to hear about that trip and like how the actual fishing went down. But it's it's like a subspecies of cutthroat, and I forget the actual term for it, but they just grow wicked big, like way bigger
and they're like pretty rare. That's at least kind of what Hayes is telling me. Like Stolsky was hyped on it, like hyped.
Yes, yeah, it's like, and I think that might be like one of the only places that they are like. You go there for these specific fish. So, awesome. I gotta think that's gotta be at the top of his list. Between that and Argentina, like he did some cool shit this year, man.
Yeah,
big time trips.
Yeah, but if anybody knows what the heck the deal is with those cutthroats, drop it in the comments on this. Because otherwise, we'll have to wait for Stolsky to come back to fill us in on the whole deal.
And then Honor, if we had to pick maybe something Honor was hyped on, I would think trout fishing too. Remember when he was trout fishing?
He went down the steelhead rabbit hole this spring,
and he was hyped on that. I bet he would call that as potentially one of his favorite trips of the year.
I think he would probably spring steelhead, man. He really got after it this year. I want to know what he was doing out west. I know he did a big trip out west, and I didn't hear much from him after that. He was out there for like a while.
Really?
Yeah, just like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he was out
from him whenever he's back.
He was out in Montana.
What the hell? Was he fishing?
I have no idea, dude.
Gardening?
No idea. He just posted a picture at Sims.
Yeah, he was out there giving her, dude. Road tripping. I don't know. Dang. He's just honing around, dude. I don't know.
We'll eventually hear from him again.
Before he goes back to work. Who knows? But yeah, dude, I don't know. I feel like I go in like to the next year just being like, all right, I got to do like cooler shit than I did last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's I want to get back to doing cool shit. We got some cool stuff on the horizon that I'm really excited for. So I think we'll get back to that groove. But yeah, I'm pumped for what's coming up. In terms of like trip with a bunch of people, honestly, like it was only over to Hayward, but it was like, I'm just excited for it to come out because it was the first trip we got to like all do again. That was like back at it. And it was a great time seeing everybody and just having a lot of fun.
And it went smooth and like we had a lot of fun, dude. Like it was a good trip. Yeah. I agree.
Exactly. Other than that, like I went tournament fishing a bunch of places. So yeah, St. Clair was super cool. Fishing all the opens was super cool again. But just a lot of time driving for me this last year.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Ryan, if you say you want to do cooler stuff next year than you did this year, I like that. And I think that's always a good motto or a New Year's resolution to live by. What are your New Year's resolutions this year? Straight up, if you had to do one or two.
So I kind of go off and on of this one because it's like it kind of has to be like I need to have like opportunities or like time to make opportunities.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But this year in particular, just because I kind of am like eyeing up how my year could potentially set up here, and I really want to like you know I love harvesting.
Yeah.
And I would love for this year to add a couple of new things to my list of stuff that has been harvested.
Oh.
So like I used to do that a lot more, but then I got to the point where I had done like a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So it was like harder to like add another one, add a new species, whether it's like fish or like a big game animal or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. So this year I want to get back into that and like cross something else off the list of like caught it, cooked it, killed it, whatever.
Yeah.
Of like harvest missions, something I've never done before. So I'd like to add at least one this year.
I like that. How about you? New Year's resolutions, Bart?
I guess I got a couple. One I would say first is well, I get married this year. So there's also
I want to get a wife this year.
Yeah. Just getting in trying to get into a better...
I'm gonna try to get married.
Yeah. Just keep my marriage in line.
I like that.
When's the date of that again?
Yeah, October. Save the dates are coming out soon. Alyssa and I were just talking about that today.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, you guys got to be there. You got to be in it. But just trying to get into more of a daily routine is a big one. I don't really know how you make that like definable, but just not trying not to be the guy editing till 3 to 5 in the morning all the time. Maybe trying to have more of a regular life, but we'll see.
Okay, I'll
that
mark Bart
actually
down for not being a pile in 25. Got it.
No, dude, you're gonna start doing that. Then you're gonna start not filming stuff, and then you're gonna start catching giants, and it's gonna piss you off.
Yeah.
Don't get in your routine. All gas, no brakes. Stay recording.
Yeah. So no, and then I would say I want to. So two things I want to do in this next year is I want to start the open water series I've been saying I'm going to start for the last 2 years. So actually putting out my own open water content, that's going to be a big focus for me in 2025, and just expanding the Bart YouTube from just the Crappie Chronicles, doing the other stuff I've wanted to do. So starting kind of just posting regular content the whole year, I think will be a big thing. And then with that is I want to film one like open water trip series, like whether it's, I don't even know yet. I have so many different ideas, but just like kind of like I did with Chasing Ghosts, but like just going somewhere for a week or 10 days or something, filming a trip, and then just putting that out. Like I really want to go experience something new, open water wise, not around a tournament, and just go enjoy fishing for what it is and document that,
Totally. I like that.
Yeah, I feel that. That'd be sick.
Dang, I like that. All
What
right.
about you, Sober?
New Year's resolutions for me. As far as the daily life stuff, I kind of like Bart said, I would like to find better balance and routine. I'd like to get back to my white girl workouts. I liked those when I was on them. After I beat this illness and maybe ice season winds down, I'll get back to that white girl workout. So that would be kind of cool. That's just me personally. On the fishing side, I do want to do new experiences outside of tournaments with filming. Kind of like Bart said, I want to go to some places I've never gone, capture trips and fishing and experience around stuff that doesn't involve just straight competition. And then I would like to capture some fishing stuff that has to do with competition, but not sanctioned. I want to do different competitions with folks, whether it's just 1v1 stuff or smaller competitions or different stuff. I've got a lot of ideas too. I want to expand my realm on YouTube into, just more versed content, just different content. So, and then I also want to tell people to subscribe. I want to pass 100,000 subscribers this year. I've never really been much about data or subscribers or cared that much.
Dude, I feel that.
but like now that I'm getting closer, I'm like, I think I just need to start telling people to subscribe because
you just need to shamelessly do it until you get to it.
I think so. And I think this is the year I'll be like, start the videos out now and be like, if you wouldn't mind, I'm going to be just like Randy Blockett. I appreciate if you subscribe. And I do. I really do appreciate it for anybody that's
just give me that 100K plaque. I want that 100K plaque.
I know. It would be a big deal.
So. And I did. I guess I left that out, but I got to hold my ass accountable to posting some shit.
Yes.
I still got an elk video I'd love to see.
I would love the shit out of seeing that, dude.
I got 6 of them I'd love to see. Tell you that.
In terms of people getting mad at us at holding Crappie Chronicles content, you guys are going to be pissed when you see what Pink in the next year.
Yeah.
Gonna flash up a date at the front of the video. It's gonna be like November 21st, 2022.
Holy shit, dude. I got some stuff sitting on the SD cards. Holy fuck.
And I think as anybody that creates outdoor media, I'd like us all to live by this more is it's better to put it out than perfect it.
You're right. You're so right.
It's better to put it out than perfect it, because I was even talking to, one of your guys' good buddies is that Sean Riesgraf. He has a lot of awesome footage of catching big fish. And he's a secretive type man. He doesn't really have a YouTube channel or stuff like that. That's extremely active. And I don't know, I was talking with him and I was like, dude, you need to just put this out on YouTube. And even if you don't want it to be public, keep it private. It's there on YouTube then. You know what I mean? Putting it out or placing it on YouTube is better than perfection or not putting it out at all. Because you guys know old phones, different stuff like that. It ends up getting deleted, or there might not even be freaking computers that read this shit in 10 years. So put it out. And especially you, Ryan, put that out.
Yeah, I got to clear out my work phone, tell you that.
Put it out.
We got to get Jay back on for an updated Pinkalla quit his job motivation speech.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that deal at the ice show? I'm like, come on.
That's right. I forgot
blow,
about
dude.
that. We ran into Jay. We got a little update.
That was a low blow. But,
no, that's good. Yeah, I think that's a big thing. I know, Sam, you and I have talked about it a lot, but just putting out YouTube content and getting back to I feel like the YouTube waters have gotten muddied in people wanting to get views and just doing rinse and repeat of stuff that that works now compared to like 7 years ago or 5 years ago or whatever, when the creative envelope was just getting pushed all the time with new trips and cool storytelling and all that stuff. And I think I know it doesn't get as many views as posting a video being like 5 reasons to hate live scope or pond fishing with a $10 kit in my backyard. The long form storytelling stuff doesn't do quite as well, but if you really enjoy it and that's what you want to go do it, because like, I don't know, the fan base we've created, and I know you have created, Sam, like they kill for it. And maybe the numbers aren't as high, but gosh, they're loyal fans, and now they're here at Pass the Barb too.
Well,
so
and
we
dude,
appreciate them.
That's been a thing forever too. Like I feel like people think with this YouTube stuff that it's like, oh, this is still kind of new or whatever, but it's like, dude, people been doing this stuff for so long. Like since there were even like the first people that were putting out VHS tapes, the first people that ever were documenting fishing or outdoor stuff, hunting, filming, like all this stuff from like the 70s, 80s, like all that stuff when it was like brand new. People were killing it back then. They still are now. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's always been a thing, dude. Even before that, people were just writing shit down instead. Like,
And I think like even it's so much easier to look at it for like, because I'll look at different stuff that I do or whatever. And I'm like, that's dumb. I don't even want to put it out. I don't even put it out. But then you think back and I go like, there's been a lot of elk hunting videos put out. There's been a lot of elk trips put out, but I haven't seen your elk stuff put out or your trip or how it went down for you. Like, and I'm genuinely like, I want to see the trip that you and your dad, when you guys doubled up on those bulls, like I want to see that, even if it's not a whole conclusive, trip of like the most amazing elk video I've ever seen. Like, I don't give a shit about that. I want to see how it went down for you and your dad and not just a story. Like, I want to see the video clips you have. And if it's a clip here or a clip here, you didn't film it, I don't care. I just want to see what you have. And I just like want it all in a timeline of like, this is the beginning of our trip. This happened then we killed these bulls, and whatever you have on footage. Like, I just want to see it. Yeah. I just want to see it.
Yeah. And that comes back to the tried and true, like Sobi, when you're editing a video and you're like, I just need to get this done because I'm not enjoying this. I'm going to put it out. It sucks. Nobody's going to like it. Nobody's going to watch it. Screw it anyways. I'm going to put it out. And then you put it out, and those are always the videos that smash.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the views do insane. And you're like, why?
And it's hard to always put yourself in the perspective, because if you went on the trip and you filmed it and now you're editing it, you were there, you even captured it through your lens and your eyes, and now you're editing again, you're seeing it again over and over and over and over and over as you're editing it. By the time you're done with it, you almost think it's so uncool or you're so uninterested in it because you know everything already. And then you totally forget, I think, at least as anybody who's edited any footage, you forget that like once this comes out, nobody has seen this. Nobody knows that.
You're the one who knows.
And the only thing you're thinking about is like all the stuff you wish you would have got, or like, oh, if I would have had that shot. People don't even know that happened.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. But yeah, I get it. But I want to get some stuff out. Like you said, you all know I'm sitting on a pile. So
You sitting on it.
yeah. But I want to make some fresh stuff too. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to just not. I don't just want to put out all this stuff just because I'm sitting on it.
But I think you should put it out, dude. Just
Well, I will. I know I need to, but I'm like, I got ideas too.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Damn it.
Yeah. But yeah. No, I feel that. Anything else you guys are like fired up about to get going in 25?
Dude, I'm just ready to. It feels like 24, and it's largely because of the way the ice season went and everything. It just felt like a weird year. Like timing was always off of certain things, or just didn't feel like the flow of everything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm excited to get back to a year of like winter.
Yeah.
And like, okay, now it's spring, now it's summer, and just like the pattern and stuff. And I guess for me is just more friend time in the summer. I think we get so busy with all the work and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool. And like going to friends' weddings and seeing more, but like that'd be a really cool deal. Or doing some doing more fishing trips or a couple more fishing outings with like folks I haven't fished with in a while. Because like, damn, even like, dude, I feel like I haven't fished with you, Bart, in a long time. Like in a bass boat, we're like in the like, especially this year in the fall, I have a new mantra here in 25 that I'm not going to deer hunt hard until like freaking Halloween. I don't even think I'm going to damn deer hunt until Halloween because it's just not needed before that. Like, you know, yeah, I want to fish more in the fall with buddies and try different lakes and try stupid stuff. And I say this every year, and I want to walk the walk, not just talk the talk. I want to catch a freaking fat muskie in the metro or close to my house, like big time. Like,
yeah, I just want to follow through. Like, as much of it just sounds like beating a dead horse. I just want to follow through on like the stuff I've wanted to do creatively that I haven't because of like tournaments and just all this other stuff, and being like, okay, no, I'm gonna go focus on this now.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to do that. Like, I know Sam, you and I fishing in the fall and just chasing giant ones and like holding that film for the spring. Like, God, that was so fun when we were filming the one, and just getting back to the roots of like falling in love with this sport and everything it is compared to going down the rabbit hole of trying to make it a career.
Yeah.
It was like getting back to like, okay, I made it a career by having fun and doing this. So I'm going to go do that again.
Yeah. And finding that balance, you know what I mean? Like there is one thing too that I'm excited about 2025. This isn't exactly a resolution, but I'm really excited about. I'm excited to fish in a permanent shack. I haven't fished in a permanent shack in a long time. And that being like, you know,
you got to be
my permanent shack.
Close to getting shacks out.
Maybe. Well, it was so warm this past weekend that people kind of even stopped driving machines and stuff because it was getting weird by the shorelines and stuff. Because it was like 45 for like 3 days. It was weird.
Yeah. But it's going to freeze up again here.
Yeah.
By next weekend, you'll be able to if you want to.
Yeah. And I love my little permanent shack. And there's just like, that's the cool thing with ice fishing is I just find like, you know, there's different subsections of it that I think are cool. Like it's super fun running and gunning, sharpshooting crappies. It's super fun going slow, methodical for shallow pan fishing, like super shallow water or river backwater. And then it's also fun, you know, chasing flags or setting up in a shack and only drilling 2 holes and jigging for walleyes. And it's super fun putting down rattle reels and literally playing cribbage and enjoying like, you know, a walleye or evening crappie bite like in a permanent shack and you spend the night. Like they're all like different things. Like people are always like, what do you like more, open water ice fishing? I'm like, oh, well, I just think of them as different things. I even think of inside ice fishing. There's like 5 different things that I think are totally different that I like, you know? So I'm excited to hopefully get back in our permanent. That's one thing that I feel like I haven't done in 2 years.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Because you basically haven't.
Yeah, we haven't. No.
You didn't pull it out last year, right?
No, it was sat in my driveway all year. Yeah.
Well, that'll change shortly.
So, I think to wrap this one up and to end off, or well, I guess to start 2025, start it off. I know we want to include like Past the Barb fans as much as possible in 2025. Like we have some great fans and they love to be involved. and we still have a bunch of stuff. We put out a couple of like question boxes or whatever over the past month, and a bunch of these we never got to. So I wanted to fire through some of these and just try to incorporate some of this stuff in. And I know we're going to do tons more of this year, and just want to lead off this year with getting some fan questions, fan input, and making this part of our show, really. And I think we got some people that, I mean, they follow us from various, I don't know, some of them are probably people that watch your YouTube stuff, watch Chronicles, watch whatever, or they're guys from Montana that know Stolsky, or, you know, all this stuff.
Or down south's open water bass fishing community, dude.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know really any of these people, but I'm going to fire through some of these. We'll just do a handful of them. We don't have to get crazy with it, but some of these are pretty good. And we fired through some when Brick and Maggie were here, but obviously I didn't go through some of these because we didn't have any of the boys with. But all right, so I'll just lead off with this one says, are we ever going to get a Sobi and Crappie Chronicles collab video?
Ooh, I say yes. If you boys are game, I'm super
down.
game.
I'm down. We got to figure out like
about doing it before.
Like what the angle would be there, though. Like I think there's something there that's good.
Oh yeah.
Need the angle, and we need to catch this 18.
No, well, I think there's time in between. I think we can
figure out something.
That could be fun.
I actually have a good idea, and this is just off the cuff.
Yeah. All right. Let's see.
I've always actually wanted to see this too. I want to see a Crappie Chronicles 2v2 tournament. And here's how I could be incorporated. So boom, you guys go out, we flip coins. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And maybe boom, the coin gets flipped. It's Bart and Griff versus Pink and Waldo.
Okay.
And I can help do a little capturing of this too, but I'm the dark horse. For half the day I come in and I spend it with one group. And the other day I come in and I spend it with the other group. And at the same time, you guys are competing for maybe your 3 biggest crappies. Mm-hmm. And then maybe the added total of that is the one crappie that Sobi catches with you during that time. So maybe you catch a 13-incher, a 14, and a 15. And while Sobi was with you, he caught a 12. And then when I was with the other group, they caught a 13, a 14, a 15 and a half, and Sobi only caught an 11 with them. So that's how, whatever. It's like, I think that'd be a cool thing to see. And even if I'm not involved, I've always wanted to see a Crappie Chronicles 2v2. You have 4 guys. You know what I mean?
True.
We do.
A little battle.
Fun. Yeah.
Especially if you're not straight giant hunting, or maybe you're trying to break down a lake and you're like, this is a great way to do it. Go ahead.
Yeah, be fun. I think there's a lot of angles to doing something like that. We have talked about doing one for a while. We've talked about doing more Chronicles videos with other people in general.
Yeah.
Getting other people involved, but then it's always come back to let's just catch this 18, so then we don't have to worry about that anymore. But might have to figure it out in the meantime, because it seems to be that's taking longer than expected.
Let's do it.
Let's see what else we got. Who's not allowed to play DJ on the Crappie Chronicles voyages?
Ooh.
I don't know.
What's Waldo's music interest? I don't even know.
Waldo is like gangster rap and EDM, and it's really loud.
Yeah, but he's also the only one that probably plays music most of the time.
What's Griff play? No music?
I don't know if Griff has a music taste.
He's either fishing or pretty much asleep.
Yeah. That's correct. And then Pink, I don't know. And in my truck, normally we're filming stuff or there or on the phone.
Yeah, see, I'm bad, dude. I just put like the radio on, and then as you drive, you know, you like lose radio stations, and then it just like is half one radio station, half the other one, and I just psychopath my way through that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not a good answer.
You still listen to the radio, Pink? Like you still straight up listen to AM, FM?
That's all I got, dude.
Oh gosh, you ain't got no Spotify subscription, son?
So I think
Dude, until a month ago, I didn't even have a phone that could download Spotify. Okay.
So I think to answer this question through process of elimination, we've ran into Pink is not allowed to do it.
The dude's still
'Cause he
hitting
wouldn't
AM
play
FM.
anything.
Yeah. All right.
His phone isn't capable of holding music. So
Well,
you
it is
can't
now,
really
dude. I got a baller phone now.
can't even hand him the aux cord. He can't plug it in.
Oh boy. Okay. Oh, we did this one last time. But this was a good one. So this is just generally for the whole ice season. And this Stoby, this dude's just stealing this straight from you. Hopes, fears, and dreams for ice season.
Ooh, okay.
Just for the whole, I guess, the remainder of the season.
Yeah, we'll run it down fast. Hopes. We get 6+ more inches of ice fast, and then we get snow cover. Dreams. Ice and good ice lasts late into the year. We can fish it strong, and we don't get too much snow. In fears, it stays right where it's at. But I don't think it will. But that's a fear. How about you guys?
I would say hope for me is honestly similar to yours of I would like 6 more inches of ice and then snow.
Yeah.
And I'd even be fine with a foot of it. Just give me some snow so that we can kind of go do this thing and people can get their permies out and do the whole deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, so hopes for just kind of that. Dream, I mean, obvious. I feel like it's for all of us is to catch an 18, put it on camera, and then kind of be able to just do a bunch of other stuff. Hopes, dream, okay, and then fear. To be okay, yeah, I'll be honest on this one. My fear is on our next trip we might not catch a crappie.
Oh.
So,
yeah,
that's the fear.
Okay. All right.
I think that's fair, right, Pink?
I guess. Yeah. I mean, it's possible. That would be a fear.
I think that's a fear on every one of my trips. Is like it just goes terrible.
Yeah. I think for mine, I guess hope would be I would say break a PB, break a crappie PB this year specifically.
What is yours at now? Because I feel like all of ours have gotten really jumbled up over the last few years.
Yeah, I mean, I still consider mine like 16 and a quarter, but it was not through the ice, so I don't really count it, you know? So, because I have not caught a 16 through the ice. I've caught a bunch of 15 to 15 and 3/4 through the ice, but that's, I've not broke 16 through the ice yet. So
you will this year.
Anything over 16 would do it. Where were we? So that was hope. Fear would be probably watching somebody break off an 18 at the hole would be probably worst case Ontario.
Yeah.
This winter. And dream would just be that all of like our planning for these later trips goes how we hope it will. That would be my dream, that it all pans out. We get to do everything we were hoping and we document it and it's awesome. So
I would agree with that. That's a good fear.
I like that.
I haven't had that one yet.
Next question.
You'll be thinking about it now.
I like the PB thing. That was my other hope. I would like to personally break like my PB, which now is
16 and a half.
Yeah, they're
that what that one was?
Yeah, they're all 16s. They're all 16 somethings.
Was it 16? It was 16 and a half or 16 and a quarter?
Quarter. I might have. Yeah, actually, well, I'll give a teaser for people. In 2 videos coming up, I believe there's 2 PBs. I know Walda broke a PB yesterday.
Nice.
And I might have broke mine. I need to go back and look at the film. That's how dumb it is that I have to look back at this. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I broke mine too.
Yeah.
So
We
yeah,
gotta-
keep breaking
You gotta
PBs.
crack some PBs, dude.
Yeah. Keep breaking PBs. There's a lot of them this year to be broken. What's your PB, Sobi?
Mine is
For
a
crappie.
little. Mine is just under 16 and a quarter, and it was from that one years ago.
Oh
That one that was caught at night?
Yeah,
I thought that was way over 16. I thought that was like a 17.
I know it's 16 and a quarter.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That was an old fish too.
it's
I
an
remember
old
that
fish.
one.
Yeah,
wicked.
Very attainable. Very attainable this
Oh, yeah.
winter.
Okay. All right. You pull up to Quick Trip in the morning. What are you getting?
That's a great
So what's your Quick Trip food grab?
So is
in the
it
morning.
the two parts to this question I feel that we can each answer?
Okay.
One, what are you grabbing that you're eating in your truck on your way to the ramp?
Okay.
And then two, what did you bring with that you're munching on at about 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock when you're starving and you know you're not eating for a while?
All right.
So the morning portion, I will say, is I'm gonna grab the biscuit sausage, egg, and cheese.
Mhm.
I really like that one. Yes, it crumbles everywhere, but
it's gonna
delicious.
say, isn't that thing like 50% sand?
Yes, but it is so good. It just falls apart. The biscuit's really good. So that with a hash brown, and then whatever Quick Trip coffee's going on. Normally, whatever their festive one that they got going on, I'll grab.
Karuba Gold.
Yeah, it's good. Good coffee. So always grab some of that. And then on the ice, what I've been hammering is normally I'll always grab a Celsius or an Alani. And then I'll have, those little Quick Trips. This sounds really dumb, but these are the best, in my opinion, the best snack on the ice. They make they're labeled like Quick Trip charcuterie boards.
Oh,
It's like it has a little bit of salami and then some nuts
Okay.
and then some cheese. They're like $3.50, but
It's like
they're
a bougie
awesome.
Lunchable.
Yeah,
like that, yeah.
it's a bougie Lunchable.
I like that.
They're awesome because it doesn't freeze. So, well, kind of, but it's not like other stuff that gets terrible when very cold. So I'll normally grab that and then a Gatorade.
How about you, Rye?
I'm ripping that sausage, egg, and cheese croissant sandwich
Mm.
with the double barrel hash browns,
Mm.
and then an Alani for sure.
Alani's the deal. I should try.
Yes, unless I was
Drinking one right now.
up hella late, then I'm going straight big dogs. I'm either going with a rain or a bang if I really am like heavy hitters only.
Okay.
But
okay.
probably that, and then probably scooping another Alani for later in the day. And I've been running the Jack Link sticks, the sweet and hot.
Ooh.
Yeah, like the strips. It's like
Yeah.
a strip of meat, the sweet and hot. That's what I've been rolling midday.
I like
And I
that.
know I've been on them heavy because all my bibs pockets are just loaded with wrappers from those.
I like that. Dang.
Yeah.
All right, so you.
Oh man, I feel like I go in between both you guys for the breakfast sandwich. At times I do hit the biscuit, and at times I do hit the croissant. I think I might like the croissant one a little more, but I do love like a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit. I'll go back and forth on those. In the morning, yes.
Mhm.
If I roll through Quick Trip like in the afternoon, like maybe just get some gas or whatever, not really trying to get a big meal, not really trying to eat, but I'm just grabbing a little snack. I'm a sucker for those egg rolls that they have at Quick Trip.
Ooh,
I will scoop like the 2 for $3, like a couple egg rolls, and I'm like, damn, those are fire.
yeah,
Sometimes.
those are straight gas, dude. Do you get the little sauce too?
I don't get the sauce, dude. I just eat them straight
Oh,
up.
I'm saucing them, dude.
What are you eating on the ice, Toby?
Sometimes nothing, I feel like.
Mhm.
I don't get them at Quick Trip, but I've been hitting these Cliff Z bars. The Z bars are like iced oatmeal. Z bars are like a little mini Cliff bar. They're pretty gas, dude. You can get them at Quick Trip.
Do they turn into rocks when they get frozen?
Yeah, probably, but
Yeah.
they are kind of stuffed in my bib, so they stay a little warm.
All
I've been
right.
hitting those, and then just probably some OG Gatorade and the Celsius.
I like it. We're all kind of on the same.
Dude, wait till you get on the Solani grind, dude.
I know. I gotta try that.
They're good.
And I want to get back to some beef jerky action too, or the charcuterie board. I feel like that'd be good on the ice. Like not too heavy. You just need some protein.
I have another industrial pack of Wild River left from last winter. You can have if you'd like.
One pallet.
Yeah, it's big. It might technically be past expiration date, but I don't think it matters. It's beef jerky.
Nah,
it can't.
Still hit that.
That stuff was fairly on the dry side anyway.
It was good though.
Like ain't nothing growing in there.
No, it's very dry. It was good jerky.
Yeah.
You have to chew on each piece for about 5 minutes.
Oh my god. Okay. Let's see. A couple more here. Oh, so we did this on the last one, but I want your guys' take on it. So this was a good question. This was, who is your way too early pick to win the Classic?
Ooh.
And I'll just say, because I said this last time, and I'm going to stick with it, is that I would say I would have a very hard time not picking Trey McKinney.
I am going Ben Milliken.
Where's it at in Texas?
Ray Roberts.
This is going to be a weird deal, and I just don't know why. I think it's meant to be, and he's hot. He's not an Elite Series angler, but a buddy of ours, Blake Capps. He won the nation, and he's going to fish the Classic, and I think he can win.
Probably that time of year, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Blake Capps.
That's a good one. I like it.
Okay, a couple more here. What is your number one outdoor item that never leaves your truck?
Ooh.
Number one item.
Ooh. It's for all seasons.
Yeah, just must have.
I will say one item that is always ready in my truck outdoor wise is my sunglasses.
Sunglasses.
It's a good one.
My relevant sunglasses. Triton frames. I've been wearing the Sun Chasers, I think they're called lately. Sunfires, yeah. Those ones lately. That or rose gold. Yeah. That's the only thing I can think of that I'm legitimately all year. If I forget it in the truck, I get really mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
I'd probably do. I've been just, I feel like recently past year, maybe even 2 years, I always like a little pocket knife. I carry a little pocket knife. It's a Kershaw. It's not super expensive. You can buy it at like Cabela's for $30, but
yeah, as Pink would know, that would not be mine. I never bring any tools or utensils.
Oh shit, dude. You got to start carrying this, Bart, dude. Dude, once you start carrying just a little everyday carry pocket knife, you be pulling out, cutting shit.
Yeah, but I'll never be Adam Bartusek again. Pink won't hear me go, "Hey, do you have this?"
You got
or the amount of times where somewhere I go, "You got a knife?"
Or any useful tool.
Dude, I feel like in the winter, and here's some tools in case you want to buy something for a loved one, even though we're past Christmas time, for ice fishermen or anybody bowling around the Midwest. I feel like you need to have jumper cables in your truck. You need to have a tow strap. If you pull trailers, you should have a floor jack. A jack is dope. You should have a knife. You should have a headlamp. You should have ice cleats. And I was just going through this the other day.
I got one that is MVP that you need to keep on you at all times in the winter, whether it's in your truck or your pack. Electrical tape.
Electrical tape for sure.
Yeah.
100p.
I'm gonna say I always got a coffee can of toilet paper under the back seat.
Veteran move.
But my number one outdoor item would be always having a fillet knife on hand.
Ooh.
Always.
Ooh, nice.
In case I need to
always have a fillet knife.
In case I accidentally catch something I need to harvest immediately. You gotta strap this deer out. Done.
Yeah.
Somebody just we're strapping that out.
I just got an electric knife for Christmas. I'm pretty pumped.
You're gonna like it, dude.
Yeah, I got the same one. The same Bubba Waldo has. Those things are awesome, dude.
Oh yeah,
it's a good knife. I have one. I don't use it that much, but it is a nice knife.
I just know if I have it, I will keep some more fish and be willing to fillet them.
Yeah.
Just because it's so quick.
But I would say, yeah, get a specific one and you just leave in the truck. Like, don't take one from your kitchen or whatever and put it in there. Just like get one, put it in there, never take it out.
Yeah, in plastic bags.
Oh
Plastic
yeah, and like
bags and a knife.
some Ziplocs. Yeah,
that'd be the deal.
But yeah, I'm going fillet knife.
That's a good one.
Okay.
Scrolling.
Well, there's a lot here, dude. I don't want to hit. Some of these are like not timely anymore because they were like other ones. Okay. You can only fish one lure. This includes ice and open water. So you can only have one, and you have to fish ice and open water for the rest of your life. One lure.
Rest of your life?
Yeah, this is it. You get one.
We can't pick one for open water, one for ice?
No, you get one total.
What?
Flutter fry.
It's actually not bad.
That's what I would pick. Flutter fry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
On a
good one.
16th ounce jig.
Yeah. I would say one lure. I would probably go with a man.
Dang.
Oh, I thought I knew what I was gonna say, but then I don't like that idea anymore.
Can't we just do one for open water, one for ice?
No, I kind of like this.
Hey, I picked one for both.
He did. F.
Oh.
Shit.
This is great podcasting right now.
I'm just gonna go with a like a small tube jig.
Ooh.
You know, maybe like a 2-inch one. I feel like you can do a lot with that.
Yeah. Maybe I'll go with the Cubby Mini Mite. Those little tiny jigs that you get in the tubes. Yep. They crush bass open water, and they definitely probably slam through the ice, even though they're just a little lead jig.
For sure, dude.
Oh yeah. The Cubby Mini Mite.
That's a heavy hitter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to live and die.
Let's do one more. One more. Okay. This one's not a question. This is a comment, and I like that this is a callback to Sam losing fantasy fishing. And this one says that Sobi should have to fish the spring sturgeon tournament on the Rainy River with a Snoopy pole. And I think that is a fantastic idea.
That's unbelievable. Could you imagine showing up there?
What are you going to do for your tournament?
That's what I'm saying. I think this was a great one to end it on.
Oh, gosh. That is electric.
Yeah, what is your tournament? Is it going to be an ice tournament, open water? Ice could be funny, could get hella views.
I think it, you know what? Ice could be good. I should enter the JC's Brainerd tournament. It's like the biggest ice tournament in the world.
There you go.
Yeah, but I don't know
if I
would
win a new truck on it, dude.
I don't know if I would count that one because like there's a very real chance you don't even mark a fish or like have the opportunity.
Or I could win a truck on the Snoopy pole and it was a bet and I'm laughing all the way to the bank, being like, "Ha! It was a bet, but I'm the owner of a brand new truck." Thank you, JC's. Thank you, PTB.
Yeah, I'd be cool if you did the Kings of Panfish in Bemidji with it.
Oh gosh, with Clayton's tournament.
Yeah, I think you should
put a spring bobber on it.
Yeah, we'll allow a spring bobber.
I like it.
Oh my god!
You just got to pay this bet up, otherwise the people are gonna kill us. Because it'd be 2 years of bets that no one's followed through on.
I'm living in debt, but so is Will Stolsky. Never forget that.
Yeah, but also you. So you could just make it back to where it's just Will.
That's true.
Yeah, you could do it, and then it makes it 10 times worse for Will.
It is. Gal, and I do want to see him run a 5K.
I know. I want to be there now, though.
Oh yeah. It would be
Like
awesome
at this
if we
point,
could
I
go
was like,
that.
I want to be sitting in a lawn chair watching this
Yeah,
happen.
just
Like
shake stuff.
we should just say he should have to do the pacer until it ends. The full pacer.
That'd be
You ever do
incredible.
that?
No, I don't even know what are you talking about?
You never had to do the pacer like in gym?
I don't. Maybe explain it because it might have been called something else.
Where you're on like one line, you go to the other side, they play. It's like the thing that's like boop, and then you run, and you have to get to the other side before it beeps again.
I don't remember.
I
Sobi,
don't
am
know
I
if we did.
crazy
I
or
never
do you?
did that.
Yeah,
No,
I don't
we
remember
never
doing
did
that.
the
Oh
pacer. No.
my god! Google.
Yeah,
it.
I don't. So that's why when you said that, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
thought I was thinking it was
Maybe I'm
something else.
crazy.
No, but no, we never did that in gym class.
No, this is a thing, dude.
No,
Yeah.
The pacer.
All right, we'll bring it out. We'll bring it out.
could be a good one.
It could be good.
I like
All right,
it.
boys. You got anything else you want to get into here?
No, I just want to say a happy new year to each and every one of you, and thank you seriously for listening. Thank you for anybody who makes it all the way to the end. Pass the Barb is a super fun podcast that the boys and I love to do, and it really catches us all up with each other and just it's a cool place where we can share so many stories that don't hit the cameras. So thank you to each and every one of you, and we want to wish a happy new year to you guys.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, happy 2025, and we got so much more coming this year, boys, for Pass the Barb. And until next time, this has been another episode of Pass the Barb, and we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.